And we're live.
What is going on, everybody? This is Stubbs with Retro Handhelds, and today we are joined by Thor and Russ
Hey-o.
and
Hello.
Scott for our 3326 live stream. We're going to decide once and for all what is the ultimate 3326 device. It's going to be a showdown. We're going to have a wrestle match. It's going to be nuts. Now, before we get too deep, how's audio, sound, video, everything tech-wise looking, sounding good for people?
How's my
we
beard?
got some people filing in. How's Russ's beard? I wasn't prepared for how beautiful he would look tonight.
I love you.
Oh, looks great. Sounds good.
I love you.
No echo, all that stuff. All right. Well, I'm stoked on our new podcast provider. Thank you, Riverside FM, for providing us a great platform. To start things out,
Russ is the best Russ.
I love it. That's true. Yeah.
You agree?
So we have an agenda put together by Scott. He actually put this whole thing together and made us some spreadsheets to follow. And there's even some surprises happening. So I'm going to kind of be leading the team through that as we go through and figure out what the ultimate 3326 device is. But the first thing he requested from me is to play you all a song that I wrote today about the 3326. So I don't know what this sounds like yet, but we will find out together.
Well, when you put it like that, it makes it sound like I forced y'all. Like
out of love. No, I like writing songs, and I love just especially like silly improv songs. So trust me, this is my joy to be doing this right now.
It better be.
I appreciate you.
Thank you.
3326, got to get our fix. What's the ultimate rock chip device I own? Middling performance specs, compromises we can't expect. Take your Cheeto dust and leave my motherfucking devices alone. Oh, 3326, what's it gonna be? Scott and Thor and Russ and I, we must decide this eve which plays crazy, taxi the best. None of these I expect, but we will play the very best 16-bit today. You can't forget about God of War, even running at 1x. More like LOL, get that ROM gnome to find you on that chest of golden speed hacks. With modern standards now, we've got so many options like Batacera and 351 Droid and Amber Elect and Jello-S and all the things. So many options to take that crown. Oh, 3326, what's it gonna be? Scott and Thor and Russ and I must decide this eve which one plays crazy, taxi the best. None of these ones I expect, but we will play the very best 16 to 16-bit today. Don't forget Game Force G or RGB, the real OG. Tiger Boy in my dreams, that cherry chapstick. Don't go in my attic, and don't forget those Hulk nipples. They mean everything to me. Oh, 3326, what's it gonna be? Scott and Thor and Russ and I must decide this eve which one plays crazy, taxi the best. None of these I expect, but we will play and have the very best 16-bit today. Yeah. Guys, maybe the best 3326
is the friends we made along the way.
That was the best 3326 song I've ever heard in my entire life.
Yeah,
Thanks, man.
by far. That was great.
I wrote that in 10 minutes about an hour ago.
Thank you so much. This was amazing. Very quickly, Rowdy Rod, no
Scott's combining
you.
perks.
This was amazing. Thank you, Stubbs. This is oh my
Cheers,
god,
man.
I'm shaking. Send me the EP.
Aw. We'll clip this out of the video and add some like reverb to it, and we'll release a cut, put it on Spotify.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we need some maraca, we need some drums. Russ is a musician too, so he needs to add his flavor to it.
There's no adding
Oh,
to that.
are you a
He's going.
musician, Russ?
There's no ad. There's no
I
ad.
am, yeah.
Perfect.
Yeah, he's getting
Got
a
a little
band
guitar
back
behind me.
together, so
Yeah.
Oh,
Yes.
that's pretty nice. That's
See,
cool.
you could have requested we do a duet. You didn't know that, did you?
Oh,
I feel robbed. I can't believe this.
There's next time. Next
my
patron
gosh.
perk.
Well,
Okay,
see,
so-
that's up to the audience to use their Patreon perks
To use their
now
Patreon
request a
perks.
duet.
that's right.
Okay, so now with that out of the way, we are going to talk a little bit more about
Kevin.
what is the 3326. Russ, do you want to tell us what is this thing?
Yeah. So it's a chip, first of all, right? RK3326 made by Rock Chip. It came out a while ago, like 2018, I think.
Mhm.
But in 2020, January 2020, the Odroid Go Advance was first released by Hard Kernel. And so that was the first, and I don't have one to show you guys, but that's the first handheld that used that chipset. And so all of the ones that came immediately after that, the RGB10, RK2020, oh yeah, there we go.
There it is.
Like they're all clones, right? So they just kind of took that PCB, made some adjustments to it, put a new name on it, and sent it out. They all have the same screen aspect ratio, everything else, performance exactly the same. And then later on, they switched it up with other models we'll talk about today. But yeah, so it's a quad core RK3326 chip. I think it's A35 or the 4 cores, and they're clocked at I think 1.5 gigahertz, but you don't actually ever play them at 1.5. They usually are clocked at like 1.2 or 1.3 because they get unstable at higher frequencies. But yeah, that's it.
Oh wow, nice.
That's chip.
In your
That
own
is-
that
words,
is the chip.
Russ, what would you
That is
say would
awesome.
be the impact this device had, like say in the, I guess, retro handheld space? Like, was it very influential or?
Yeah, I feel like this was the one. I'm so biased. First of all, let's start with that. Like my first like real handheld was the RG351P. I had a couple others and stuff, but this is my bread and butter, And so like my whole channel was started on guides for this chipset, and I was learning as I went. So to me, it's like super influential. Like it's the one that broke everything out, But I don't know outside of like my little world whether or not that happened to everyone else, but it totally happened to me where it was like that was the starter. And everyone was sitting there complaining about RK3326 devices coming out. And I'm like, great. Like, this is a chip I already know about. Like, we can work with it. We already know what's going on with it. We can keep evolving with it. And so we're seeing that today.
Yeah,
we're
man.
seeing like, the Ninja Turtles port came out for this chipset like 3 weeks after the game came out.
Mhm.
Like, that's only
Yep.
because of the years of work that people were putting in before that. So it's super awesome.
I would have to say too that because I came in right when the RP2 was coming out, and the 3326
Mm-hmm.
by then, 6 or 8 months into the 3326
Yep.
devices, really out. And the big throwdown at the beginning was the 3326 with Linux versus the RP2 with Android. Had the more stable emulators at the time because it was more developed
Right.
for the ARM chip.
Yeah.
And man, that throwdown went on for like a year easily. Which one's better,
Yeah.
the 351M or the RP2? Oh my gosh, that went on
Dude,
for so
that
long.
was
We almost put in a bot command to have that auto.
yeah. The 3326 was our entire podcast for at least a year.
Yeah. Well, the thing was too is that like I think we all learned during that year too. It's not about power. Like everyone would be like, which
Mhm.
one plays the most games or whatever.
Yeah.
It's like, which one do you actually want to use? And I think that's
Right.
really
Mhm.
the whole topic of tonight. Is like, sure, these all have the same amount of power to them, but why do you prefer that one over the other? And so that
Right,
was for me
right.
the RP2 versus the RK3326 thing was exactly that. It was like, yeah, RP2 can play things better, and people are like, okay, hit the buy button. For me, it's like, wait, like there's other things
Hold on a
involved than just
second.
the price and the performance. So
Yeah, you're saying this isn't the perfect device, Russ?
is that a 2+?
It is a 2+ actually, but pretend it was a 2 because it looks exactly the same.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not
so
gonna
much
comment.
downside with lack of touch
Yeah.
screen and everything. And that's one of the main
Well-
reasons why we went so hard on 351 Droid for the 351 devices and then for the RGB10 Max as well, with No Time and Turtle and I, was because we were determined at a certain point to show off which chip was actually better running the same operating system, because we
Right,
couldn't really
sure.
get Linux running on the RP2 because it's so low powered. And
Yeah.
then we got 351 Droid loaded on the 3326 devices, and nothing we could do to run correctly, like nothing.
Right.
Like we spent months waiting for a release just because it was such a pain in the butt, and we never got it working right, just because they're such low RAM devices.
Yeah.
It doesn't
Right.
work well with that.
Well, okay. Thanks, guys, for explaining sort of what this thing is. Why did it become such a meme? Do we already kind of get into that?
Well, I mean, I'm sitting in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8,
How
9.
many?
I have 11 in front of me right now,
Okay,
and they're
I
not
only
the
have
same.
one.
They're not duplicates. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that says something.
I have 8 as well, so I'm a few behind you. It's just it's a very meme-worthy thing, and when they keep coming out with them, it just gets more and more ridiculous. Like every time, it's like the RGB10S was like, "Why are you doing this still?" Then the RGB20S is like,
Mhm.
"Whoa," but then the Tiger sticker made it like, "Oh, okay,
The Tiger
all
sticker.
right."
They
Yeah.
Well,
finally
the-
put
yeah,
a
it's like
reason
they
to buy it
memeing-
compared to before.
Yeah.
We started memeing the ultimate 3326 handheld like 8 months ago, though, and we've had 4
Right.
released since then.
It's been kind of a
or
joke,
5
right?
maybe.
Yeah, now
Yeah.
it's turned serious tonight. Now we're actually gonna
Yeah.
need to like scientists like
Yep.
measure and figure everything out. All right, so what we'll be doing in this showdown is there's 3 parts. The first showdown is going to be each of us are going to describe each 3326 device in one word that Scott came up with. This will be fun. The second part's going to be what is the best 3326, and we're going to have categories like best of size wise, best of ergonomics, all that. Lastly, there's a secret third part that we don't even Thor, Russ, and I don't even know what that's going to be. Scott has a surprise for us. We are
Yeah.
scared and thrilled. Lastly, we're going to be doing what's our perfect device? Like, what would we love to have as our perfect one? And then we're going to do a device giveaway and kind of close things out. So, yeah. So, without further ado, should we have Thor? You want to introduce in your
We're gonna get it
super
started.
sexy ASMR voice each device, and we'll do our one word.
Do, 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 do. Let me pull it up here. There we go.
That's sheet
Describe
1.
the following RK3326 device in one word. The Odroid Go Advance.
Lego.
Lego. I said consumed because they just that
Why?
first series because everybody got it copied. It just got taken.
Mm.
Consumed. Like
Yeah.
everybody
Oh, it
copied
was
it.
consumed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's
it was
true. Yeah.
consumed, yeah.
Very copyable.
Yeah.
Russ?
I put Build-A-Bear because it's you had to build it yourself. You know, like
That's
when you
fun.
build a bear.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Here it
Oh,
is.
it had to be built?
yeah,
With
it
the
came
buttons.
it came disassembled. You had to build it yourself.
Yeah.
They saved
Which is fun,
themselves.
you
It's
know.
a
couple
cool
bucks
looking
that way.
device though. We might have to trade that, Stubbs. I like it.
That is
Sure. This is
really
up for grabs, man.
nice.
It's I really like this
Yeah.
one.
Look
And
at
they
the
get them. You know, they
battery.
sell them now for cheap. Yeah,
Yeah.
Do
they have the best batteries too of all the
Mhm.
3326.
Yeah, this one lasts
Oh,
a very
is
long
that the-
time. I was
is that the
surprised.
school and we're gonna get
You can put a
We'll
Vita
talk
stick
about
on
that
it.
later.
All that. Oh, we're gonna. Oh, it's gonna get
All right.
into it. Scott, what about you?
Oh,
Oh, yeah,
I
Scott,
think
go ahead.
after. Oh yeah, I was gonna say after learning that, I think I would say cute. I mean, honestly, like if I would have, been introduced to that device before, I would have fallen in love with it. I mean, it's a clear shell.
It is cute.
You
Mhm.
build it. Yeah, that's my word.
Good. What's next?
All right. The Miu Arcade 2020.
Miu makes that?
They did. Yeah.
I had no idea.
Well, I kind of knew that a little bit. My word for that is dead. That thing is
Dead.
you can't find it anywhere. The software on it is closed source. It's a dead device to me. I've never had one. I have no desire to ever have one. So
I said attempted but failed because I never hear about that being a popular one in the slightest. It just gets mentioned in the list, and that's it.
kind of failed at Dreamcast horribly, I heard. So,
Yeah. So I call that one Sasquatch because it's elusive. You never get to see it. The only time I ever see it is when it's mentioned in like the ArcOS like GitHub page. That's about it.
oh
Like,
yeah,
oh yeah,
the
we
beta for
support
the
this one
arcade.
too. All 5 of you.
Scott,
For me, it definitely just the word would be who. The same thing.
Who? All right.
Who are you?
Owl Gang, rise up.
The Pow Kitty RGB 10.
Panther. Because
Panther.
it stalks you. It sneaks up on you. I bought this as the most recent 3326. It took a full 2 years to sneak up on me into my consciousness of something I wanted. And when it snuck up on me and it attacked me with its beautifulness, and it's so pocketable, and it has an actual USB A slot, so you can stick your Wi-Fi and it's not going to stick out super crazy, So there's a little Vita joystick there. You can put a rubber cap on, and it's very pocketable. So
I said decent. I think it's just a really solid 3326. Just really it doesn't really stand out.
No frills.
But it's really solid. It's well thought out.
I don't like that there's no L3 though. That'd be my one change on that one.
Yeah.
Same with the OGA. Yeah, I know. What about you? Russ?
Mine was Underdog because I feel like it's overlooked all the time, but I love it. I bought one a while back to basically make the case of why you shouldn't buy the other ones. You should only buy the RG351P. And then I ended up making a very positive review. I was like, I actually love this thing, and I didn't expect that, And so I've always had this great relationship with it. I have multiples of those. I have a metal one. I took apart my yellow one to make a metal one. And I have the Pro as well, and so
nice. I love that blue one that you have. That one always catches my eye when I see it on your videos. What about you, Scott?
I think for me the word would be cheese, and only reason I say that is because the picture I'm looking at, I think it has like there's a yellow version of it.
There's a yellow.
That's the original,
shell. Yeah.
That I just have a nacho slot bias, so I'm just gonna say cheese.
All right. Z Pocket Game Pro, which they give me the ZPG Pro.
Wow, I've never seen one.
Yeah,
I've only seen it in pictures.
Yeah, my word for that is why.
It's a metal
Just
build.
Why? Yeah.
The battery life is not good on it.
Yeah. Well, and then the ZPG, the original ZPG with the 3D printed shell with Android on it, I think that's a cool device. The 3326 ZPG
is the Xperia thing, right?
It's the Xperia phone.
Yeah.
This one though, to me, is just why.
Why?
That's how I feel about it.
See, I said it was interesting, and I didn't honestly until I had it in my hands because it's. I actually kind of like the buttons on it because I'm a sicko. But if you look this exact model up, like one of the first things that pop up is like the hated Chinese handheld for a reason or something like that.
Yeah.
It's got stacked shoulder buttons, which is a little weird for a 3326. Most of them have them side to side, but I like it. And the micro, is it micro or mini?
That's mini, yeah.
Or the mid-size, mini.
Mini,
the mini HDMI.
But it doesn't work,
have
right?
the second TFT slot. What's that? No, it doesn't work.
HDMI doesn't work. Yeah.
No, absolutely not. No. So it's like, if I had 2 words, it would have been interesting garbage. So,
and I just put non-existent because until right now, I had never seen it.
Fun.
I guess for me, it's Thor, do me a favor. Can you show that device again? And Stubbs, can you show me the RGB 10 on your screen as well at the same time? I want to see both of them really quick. Okay, and the Z Pocket Game Pro. Is it me or they look alike a little bit because they have one stick and
yeah.
So I guess for me, my word is copycat. Just looks kind of the same. But
I like the buttons. I like the buttons better than I
Well,
like the RG device buttons though, because they're not mushy isn't the right word. They have a soft click to them. Does that make sense?
Like a PS Vita.
Yeah.
Nice.
But
Yeah,
does
like
it
a
come
PS
in
Vita. Yeah.
yellow? But does it come
No.
in
Metal
yellow?
shell too. So
Oh, okay,
Um,
so yeah, I stand by
actually,
my
it
word.
might.
Copycat.
It might. Does that L3 click in though, or is that just like a Vita stick, Thor?
yeah, it clicks.
Oh, okay. All
It's
right.
a
You know what?
switch
The point,
stick, I think.
It goes a point up in my book now. I like that. All right.
Yeah, so all the
What's
three
what's
it's the same
next?
stick they have in the 351 devices. It's exactly the same.
Okay. All right. Okay.
So all
Very
right, next
good.
one up. Let's see here. The Ambernick 51B.
Oh my god, y'all have the device.
Oh yeah. This is a must-have. This is absolutely a must-have device.
Yeah. This is one of our giveaway devices too.
Yeah.
I said romantic. I have always kind of been in love with this, just the form factor of it and how it's like the M, but it's just lightweight and it's just
Yeah.
so easy to pick up and play. You know, screen resolution aside, that's a whole debate, but it's nice. I just don't like for Wi-Fi that I need to put in an adapter and a USB-C
Or solder
adapter
one in,
as
yeah.
well.
I don't.
Or I know you soldered one in, and that's
I didn't
the
solder
thing.
one in. I got one of the very first ones back when they still had the Wi-Fi.
Oh, yeah.
I ordered it first day, and they said we're gonna, it's gonna be a delay because we're gonna take the Wi-Fi chips out. And I said, don't take it out, just send it over. And so I got
Yeah.
one that has
Yeah.
Wi-Fi in it.
Yeah.
Okay, maybe I should track one of those down because I've dragged my feet on actually doing the mod, but it's necessary, I feel like, to have on here. But I have an affinity for the 351p. Thor, what do you say?
Yeah. I said Nito. That was my word, Nito. Just because this was the
Yeah.
RP2 competitor. We were working on the RP2 for like
Right.
8 months. This
Right.
was the thing to go against. And honestly, when I got it, especially because the software wasn't as complete as Android was at the time, I was like, oh, this is, whatever. But
Sure.
it got better and better and better and better. And that the software, I would say about 8 months ago, finally reached a point where I was like, okay, I can totally driver for 16 and 16-bit
Right.
and PlayStation and stuff like that. So definitely see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, my
software
word
has
was
come so far.
my word was firstborn because this is like my baby, And I
Yeah.
mean, I learned so much with this device. Like a good example is, the aspect ratio is 3:2. My first video about this, I called it 16:9 because I didn't know any better. That's how green I was. You know what I mean?
Those
That was
were the
back
days.
in the day. And so, yeah, this is that same model. This is the one that I first got.
Mhm.
I've taken the bumpers off on the back because they got all mushy here with the humidity in Hawaii. The glue started to seep out and stuff. But yeah, other than that,
Heard of
I
that
haven't really
happening.
messed with anything. So
It's so
I
good with like
think-
Portmaster and all the stuff you can do.
I think for my word, what I'll do is that I will quote some people in the audience, and I'm going to do shout outs, Nate the Great. I'm going to use your word, which is Wi-Fi, more like Wi-Fi. So if a device does not
Why
have
do we-
Wi-Fi, yeah.
Why do we
I
need
don't know
Wi-Fi?
how to feel about that.
Yeah.
Yeah. totally fair.
Yeah. Yep. It is. It is. What's next?
All right. The next one on the list is the Powkitty RGB20.
Yeah, my word is cramped.
Cramped. Yeah.
Too much compacted into such a small space. No,
That's
I've never
a
had one
game.
though. Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have that one here because I gave it away. Like I bought it and then gave it away in some sort of
Yeah.
giveaway a long time ago. Never rebought it or anything because I never liked it. And yeah, so my word was camel because it's functional but ugly as hell. So
Yeah. Technically, it plays games and it has Wi-Fi, which is kind of cool, but
Yeah.
otherwise, no.
I didn't like
would
I didn't
say
like the
mine
look
is
of it.
Sad.
It was
Sad.
some kind of
Yeah.
sad. Yeah. It was some kind of combination of it was the precursor in my mind, like they tried
Sure.
this and it wasn't then the V came out with Ambernick. But they went
Well-
red and gold, which is still I still don't quite understand. I think they were trying to catch on this, but I don't think
Mhm.
it worked. Not well.
and
at
it
least.
rattled so bad. It was like a Morocco.
Really.
Yeah.
It's just strange to
Yeah.
me that the RGB 20 had Wi-Fi and the 20S did not, and we had to do this.
Mhm.
So.
Yeah.
Mm.
One up is the Droid Go Super.
Yeah, so my word is wide Lego.
I also said consumed for this one
That
because
looks
it
really
was-
nice, really neat.
felt like it was an attempt to be relevant again, but it had already, the market had already been swarmed.
Yeah.
It looks.
So I call this
so
one
good, though.
frustrating because out of the box it was not great.
Yeah.
The analog sticks were terrible. I put PS Vita sticks in there. The buttons weren't great. I changed out the membranes on these, and then I
Shell?
put a full metal shell in here because the buttons were so bad. They were so small and dinky, and so
Yeah.
it was just frustrating to me. All the work I put into this thing just to make it like nice, like something I would enjoy playing. Problem is that adding the metal shell like made it too heavy to want to play, and so
Yeah.
I put the metal shell on this thing, and I've probably put an hour into it in the year since. So yeah, it's frustrating.
It's probably weirdly heavy with that shell in there.
Oh yeah, it's very. I don't have my scale on me, but it is much heavier than any of these devices by far. Yeah.
Yep.
I think to
I
quote
feel that.
sorry if I mispronounced this, Jason Lashley. I will say the word
Yep,
heavy.
J-Lash.
J-Lash.
That thing looks like
Heavy.
a chunker.
Oh, it is.
Yeah.
All right. Next one up is the Ambernick R351M.
This one.
Now, this was my actual first Ambernick device.
Cute.
Mine too, actually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah, it was
It's,
so sexy to see like this metal device, and it's sleek to this day. I think it's such a sleek
It is.
J chip device.
Any bigger and it would have been too heavy. And they also had the edge of having Wi-Fi in it over the 351P. So when you were buying in, if you wanted, like for you Stubbs, you want the right, you want it bad,
Mhm.
got to have it. That's what you had to have if you were getting a 3326 device at the time. At least.
so-
You got to get that in.
And so my word for the 351M was classy. And actually, I thought for some reason you said the 350M, which was my first Ambernick device, not the 351M, which I think was maybe my second or third. But yeah, just it's classy, man.
Mhm.
It's such a classy device, and it has working Wi-Fi right off
Yeah.
the bat. It's the 351P with working Wi-Fi, and actually on mine, I have the backs off as well.
I said
What about you?
heavy because at the time when I was putting the words in, I literally had these on my desk, and I was sitting here doing this, which I haven't done for like M and the P. Like, wow, that's a lot heavier than the P is.
Yeah, I used the word unnecessary because to me it didn't seem like a good iterative adjustment, like an improvement. It was okay.
Mhm.
We put the Wi-Fi back in. I already had the Wi-Fi on my P, and then that was it. And metal shell, which to me was a step back because I liked plastic devices. And this is the one where I learned that, where I had two like right next to each other, and I was like, I actually like the plastic one better, So for me, I just felt it was kind of an unnecessary release. They fixed one little thing about it, but man, they should have just fixed the plastic one too. But
They should have. I remember taking my 351M camping, and I'm like, this is too heavy to enjoy, guys. I went back to my RP2 at the time.
Yeah.
So,
Well,
I think
Ooh.
for
I thought that's what I said to myself was, all right, if I'm going to compare this to a 3326, the RP2, I mean, then I need to get Act Dad, and that was the M at the time. That's what. Oh my god,
Yeah.
you get the M, stuff.
Yeah.
So, and then when I got it, like I said, the software wasn't what it was going to be with how much praise it got. Then I was like, oh, okay, whatever then. But then our next one up, it
Hold on.
kind
I
of
didn't
got
say
What was
my
Scott's
word,
word?
Thor.
Yeah.
what was Scott's word?
I was gonna say
I was
I'm
leading
gonna
in. I was doing a
quote
little teaser.
James Lanham on this one, and my word is because that device looks
Jalanimal.
pretty. Yeah, Ambernick, if you're listening to this, please design more products like that. Thank you.
and send Stubbs another Win 600, but this time in with the green buttons.
What's the next word?
I like that device. The next one is the RG351V.
Oh, we're on the V. That's right. Pull the V.
Yeah.
Ooh, oh, is that in clear black? Oh my God, there's wood
Yeah, it's a clear
and
black.
white. Oh my goodness.
Yeah. I have a
Yeah.
little sticker on mine too.
The
I gotta-
trifecta
Oh,
yeah, you do.
of
Is
the
that
bag
from-
devices.
I need to
Yep.
I have so many mods I need to put on this. And this one has a upgraded battery. Damien put in a 4700 milliamp hour battery in this. Thanks,
Oh,
from
man.
the Odrigo Super.
From the Odrigo Super. Yeah.
Oh,
So
man.
to
Stubbs,
me,
what
this
was
is
your
the best
word on
battery
this one?
life. Capable. It is just all
Capable.
round. It's a well-rounded, capable device in 4:3 aspect ratio. You can't do ape escape, but who cares? It's great. It's comfy. I like it.
Are we really talking about Ape Escape right now? Are we really going to bring that up?
Dude, we can't
It's a
not bring up
standard.
Ape Escape at least once every show.
Come on, man.
So come on.
Started the DualShock revolution.
What's your word?
Thor.
What's your word for it? What's your word? Move
I
it
said
along.
Goldilocks.
Come on.
I said Goldilocks. That's what I said.
Yes,
It's-
I know you love your V. You're
I
vertical
love the
boy,
V
aren't
for
you?
3326. It's not just the
Yeah.
vertical. It's my hands. That was the big one. All right. Because until the Odin and stuff like that with the bigger devices,
little
the Steam
crampy.
Deck, things are pretty crampy. And then, sitting there flashing the RP 300 times, hands will
Yeah.
cramp. And then I got this thing and I was like, oh, well, there's some space there. Now, isn't there? Yeah. It was really good. And I still really enjoy it. This stays in my bag with me.
What about
Yeah,
you,
so
Russ?
my word was grower, like a grower versus a shower. And that's it has to do
Sorry. No,
it has to do with the fact that I didn't really
keep it
like this
PG,
when I-
Russ.
Right.
It's a
I didn't-
family
it-
channel.
I'm glad he
PG
made the
words.
joke and not me because I was planning to do that. So
Yeah. But the idea here was that, I did not really like this when I first reviewed it because I, unlike Thor, I did not like the feel of it. I thought it was cramped, like having to hold it like this to play and stuff. I didn't like that. And so I still don't. But I found contexts where it worked. You know what I mean? Like, number one, when people see this thing, they want it. They're like, look at that Game Boy. You know what I mean? Because it's the way it's shaped and everything else, right? And so this thing has a tendency to just go viral. People see it and they want it, And then the other part is that you can play it laying down. Like, you can play it like this, like really easily, And so this became like my nighttime device, And so those are like the two reasons why it just kind of grew on me over time. Yeah, I still keep it
I
around
use-
all the time.
Yeah.
Camper a lot, like a lot when we were camping and stuff.
Stand on the toilet. Be honest.
Beds are a little bit more narrow and you're usually there on your side, not on your back because, well, I'm old and laying on a flat piece of steel hurts my back, so I'm on my side. And the RP2 didn't work. The 351V did. And that's probably why I like it so much. For sure.
And let's not forget just the plethora of OS options for the V, man. It's just such a good device for that.
Yeah,
so many
lots
options.
of support. Yeah.
I think
Scott?
with that, I think with that I will, and I'm sorry to the crowd, but I have to give my my bias to my husband in the chat. I'm gonna say variety because, like y'all said, there's like a lot of things going on with the device, and it comes in 3 different colors. So variety it is.
Yeah, it's a good one.
All right.
Cecil says, "Talk softer, guys. I'm listening at work." Just kidding.
Okay.
Probably was singing.
RGB 10 Max is up next.
Oh, I don't have one of those right now. Nice. You guys got
Yeah,
matching twinsies.
Yeah, we do.
It's so cute.
Oh man,
Yeah,
this is with the screen. That's the word I used was screen.
I said creamsicle because I want a
Creamsicle.
creamsicle
You want the
10
orange
max
one,
if I get one.
Yeah. I did Panda because that was the one. You remember this one came in all black or creamsicle.
Oh, yeah.
Those were the two options.
Oh yeah.
And so I took the white buttons and put them in the black and created what I called the Panda and the Tiger versions. And then all of a sudden RGB or Palkitty started selling them. And they were saying, oh, some huge influencer changed the buttons or some professional influencer or something. And they like put my net reference on there. And I was like, oh, I guess I made it.
RG.
You know what I mean? I'm on the Palkitty like website now. I'm a big deal. And so I just loved that whole thing. Creating the Panda one was cool.
It's the RGC.
That was
version.
I bonded over was me getting in your DMs and being like, dude, where can I get those fucking buttons? Like, let's go. Like, where?
Let's
where?
do this.
How can
We
I?
both made a panda.
Yeah.
It's adorable.
Now,
Cool.
for my
Scott,
word,
what do you think?
I think I would say wide, like with a lot of eyes.
Wide, yeah.
Wide.
The wide boy.
Because
It is a wide
It's-
boy.
It kind of looks like funny enough, when I first saw it, I literally thought that was
Yeah.
the Retro Pocket 3.
Hmm.
So
Yeah,
giving me those vibes a little.
I mean, it's
Scott,
really like a Switch Lite. You know, it's very similar to
No.
that, just a little bit more
Yeah.
narrow, and or tall or less tall, and then the D-pad and analog stick
Yeah.
are correct
But-
for retro gaming.
But
Well,
very
and
quick
it's-
question about that though. Like with the widescreen that it has though, and since we know the capabilities of that chip, is there any games that really benefit from that screen ratio?
No, other
GBA.
than PSP, but they don't play very well. And then ports,
Yeah.
that's the greatest thing. You can play like
Yeah.
Shovel Knight on this thing, and it looks amazing. You know, because it's in 16 by 9 or whatever.
good screen.
I liked
Oh.
doing GBA on this over the M and the P though, personally,
Mhm.
just because
Okay.
it's the bigger screen.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Kyle says,
good to
Thor,
know.
you sound like Meatwad from Aqua Teen Hunger Force every once in a while. So take that for what you will.
Yay.
I think your audio is speeding up and slowing down every once in a while, people were saying. So that should be fun, but it's listenable. It's like 95% awesome.
That's good.
That's what I'm hearing. So
So, all right.
what's next?
The next one is the Game Force G.
Ooh, Hulk nipples.
Hulk.
Yes, the green boy.
Holy
Oh, let me see
green.
yours, Thor.
The
I
custom
want that
green
one,
boy.
Thor. Yeah, I want
Wow.
that with the Vita
Yeah,
sticks.
with the Vita sticks.
Okay,
Yeah.
so my word for this is unshielded. The unshielded Wi-Fi, which makes the speaker, when you're playing at night, the speaker subtly goes and it slowly
Mhm.
drives me insane. But I love the Chi. It's ridiculous and awesome. How about you, Thor?
Just because it was such a weird
Yeah.
design at the time. Everything was, it was the phone shaped bricks,
Mhm.
RGB 10 Max. And then Galfang reached out to him and started talking to him about it. And he's like, well, hey, I'm going to send you one. I'm going to send you two, actually. And then so he sent Stubbs and I one. We started messing
With the
around with
spoiled milk
It's just
color. Yeah.
that spoiled milk color, the radioactive green, and the funk orange, which I sent
Mhm.
to No Time to Date with the chip
Who
soldered
made
into it.
the lineage build?
Right. But
Yep.
man, I don't know, this one was a lot of fun. It was easy to develop for, and I liked the feel of the buttons. I liked it lights up.
Mhm. Yeah.
It's just
Yeah,
fun. They just
it's fun.
Gal put a lot of fun stuff into it.
Yeah. How about you, Russ?
My word was nips because of the nipples on the back.
Yeah.
I'll show them. So see, they got these little
I
bumps
love
on
those
them.
Hulk nipples.
And so it's like you're meant to like
Ergonomic.
take the
In
finger
Tokyo.
and hold it, but yeah, they're just these
Yeah.
little Hulk nipples. So
So, a nice little boop 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 boop. Oh, that's wholesome. Scott, how about you?
See, it hurts to say this, and I might be breaking the rule, but my word is gonna be sleep paralysis demon. Like, oh my god, that thing looks
Sleeper out.
ugly.
Word.
Like,
Yeah,
I'm
sure.
It's all
sorry,
hyphenated.
It's, that
It's charmingly ugly.
There's something about
Charmingly.
those sticks. I don't know why those sticks in that shape. It just, I swear to God,
But
like
hey,
I remember
Vita sticks. So much better.
I remember
Yeah.
Stubbs asked me a while back to do some artwork for that device for like the subreddit, right? And I found
Yeah, the
myself
cheese
like,
subreddit.
Don't forget it
honestly
also lights
cringing
up.
at the design because I'm
Yeah, it
like,
does.
I know it's a pretty
Beat
neat
that,
thing
Odin.
that people like. I'm sorry, I can't. Thank you. The chat's agreeing with me. Exactly. It's just no. It's a big no. Design.
So no is
Bouncing
the final word, I
red.
think. Here. Yeah.
Yeah, no is the final word.
All
That's my
right.
big.
Okay,
and
all
oh,
right.
no.
It looks so good though.
The next one is the Ambernick RG MP, which I know is a fan favorite. All right.
It's a fan
The
favorite.
MP is a
yes.
fan favorite. Yeah.
People really like this. I bought this thing
Yeah.
twice now and returned it both times. Well, no,
Wow.
sorry. One I gave for a giveaway, which ended up in Kay's hands up in Canada. And I bought it again recently to evaluate for this episode tonight. And again, I was like,
Meh.
heavy,
Yeah.
no Wi-Fi. Meh. So my
I
word
gotta
for
say,
it is hefty.
Oh, go ahead. Hefty, yeah.
I
What you, Thor?
used was limited. So by that I mean surprising because of the Wi-Fi thing, and there weren't some grades into it. I expected maybe a little bit more for the MP. The naming scheme for it was surprisingly confusing. I would have gone with like the M Pro probably, because MP. But otherwise, it's still a solid 3326. It's the Ambernick build quality, but with the V's. So,
yeah, it is beautiful too. Like that blue one especially looks gorgeous.
Yeah,
but I feel like they could have
color
done a little
balance
more.
on the screen.
Yeah.
What about you, Russ?
So my word is brick, because the same thing, metal, big, hefty,
Yeah.
you know. But I'll tell you, permanently, like this thing is on a case. Like I have a grips for it, so this is how it is all the time with me. So I just treat it like a full big handheld like this.
Yeah,
and I do end up liking it better this way. Just kind of thinking of
Really?
it as a bigger, like just leaning into the brickiness of it. You know, I'm like, fine, if you want to be heavy, let's make you heavy. You know what I mean? And so I do, like, I really do enjoy it, and I love the black with the blue here. You know, the black grips.
Yeah.
And so I do enjoy playing
Looks
this. I take
good.
it off every time I make a video so that people don't get all jealous or whatever. But man,
Is that
I remember-
from Etsy?
yeah, this is from Etsy. It's from the guy. I forgot his name. He's out of Tasmania, but he makes them. Oh, 3D printing Leonard is the name, and so he makes them for all of these bases. But I found this one to be the best.
Awesome.
I remember opening this up for the first time and thinking, man, I kind of wish I had a car in this color. Just it's
I mean, yeah,
good looking paint job, like, and it's something.
it looks beautiful.
It's just nice. It's just nice.
And Scott, what about you?
Oh, I'm gonna use Team Pandori's word, which is metally, because it fits with
Metally?
y'all's
All right.
description. So
Metally. That's a good word to describe it. It's very metally. It
Very, very
If you
metally,
play it on
yeah.
a cold winter's day, though, it's not pleasant. So I
don't
remember
know what
getting
that
it
is,
around
but okay.
Christmas. Oh yeah, you're in Hawaii. Well, up here in Oregon, when I got the first one in the winter time, and I took it out of the packaging, like the UPS driver dropped it off, and it was just like icicle cold. I'm like, oh, this is not good. This is bad. And I just in my review for it at the time, I was like, it's too cold.
Yeah,
Makes me shiver.
Yeah. All right, next one up is the
yeah.
Powkiddy RGB 10 Max 2.
2. Yes.
oh
I don't have this.
yes, that is a.
I
piece
had one
of
of
work.
those. I love the pure white one.
Yeah.
The white on white looks so good. I
that
had a
what's starting to
white
get on
one.
the thing?
Stack shoulder buttons.
Yeah, stack shoulder buttons. Hell yes.
It does have the
Finally.
stacked, and I love the screen on it. It's very ergonomic. My word for it is neat. I think it's a neat device, but to me, 3326 is not well suited for widescreen. I know you can do bezels and all that, but I like more of a 4:3 shrunk aspect ratio for what the device can play. So for me, it seemed like unless you're gonna do streaming, it's kind of wasted.
Yeah. I said spaceship because to me, the black one in particular looked like a spaceship to me.
Yeah, looks
Going
like a spaceship.
from the MP stuff, right? The small bricks.
Yeah.
To that like batwing wide grip there, it looked like a spaceship.
And this one was my Goldilocks. That was my word. Because it got a lot
Yeah.
of things right. It just kind of built upon those, and it didn't have a lot of things wrong with it, which was kind of amazing too. The only thing that really sucked about this is the amount of custom firmware support wasn't great. You know, we basically only had RetroOz was the only official one, and that's a one-man show. You know, he just couldn't keep up with it, and so it's just kind of wasted potential. But yeah, other than that, hardware-wise, it was awesome.
We had a
Powkiddy in
lineage
general,
built
and
for it too.
Or Powkiddy, so I'm going to go ahead and cover this while the Max 2 is still out. Powkiddy is a little frustrating for community developers because they tend to have solutions provider or they poach ROMs, and so it's difficult to develop for most of their devices. The A20 is a really good example of that, where it was poised for some power behind the chip that it had, and then we just couldn't get anything done with it, unfortunately. But Powkiddy, unfortunately, isn't good at sharing sources and stuff, so these fell behind.
Oh, right. We got lineage for the first Max. It didn't work on the Max 2.
We never.
It worked on Max 2 as well, but the buttons were off because they screwed up the configuration, and so you had to get somebody who would build a script for that, and only the RetroOz guy was the only one who actually built it, as far as I know.
Yeah. All right, Scott, what do you think?
Oh, I have, before I say my word, I just want to say that I love that y'all, give a very, thorough explanation and putting a little bit of logic, right, behind the word y'all pick and stuff. Honestly, mine is just bear.
Just bear.
I
Bear.
I will
Fair,
explain
fair.
why. There's two reasons. First, for starters, for the audience, if y'all gone to the Powkitty site and if you were to look for this device, right? If you look at the
You can see
artwork they
bears.
use for the devices, like the white device with the black buttons has a little panda bear, and then the white device with the white button has a polar bear. And I don't know, I just think that's like the best thing Powkitty has ever done to, like, redeem their message after putting Horn Pub on their devices. So I think that's something worth
I mean,
noting.
yeah, it does have that like Pornhub theme on the stock
Right.
experience, which was
Yeah.
such a meme at the time. So
Somebody Orlando actually said my word for it is Pornhub. So
is Pornhub. Yeah.
You know what, Joe? I
Um,
will write it down on the sheet for you, Joe. I'll put Pornhub.
Jada the Bell
My
reached out
personal
though
one
saying
is Bear.
the 10 Max 2 is the only one of these devices that I may still that I may want to get still, and I do agree with that. I think about the 10 Max 2
Mhm.
sometimes, and I'm kind of waiting for one to pop up on the marketplace to get. So.
Team Pandora says the Miu Mini had a Pornhub theme. Yes, it does, because Jim Gray made an awesome like porn music theme
Yeah.
that plays on Onion OS, and I jammed to that so hard, and I DM Jim, and I'm like, dude, this is the best song I've ever heard, ever. And I made up with like a rap verse to that song and sent it to him that night, and he was like, I appreciate you. Why are you doing this? So,
Please don't.
All right.
please stop.
The next one up is the Powkitty RGB 10S.
I don't have that one. Stub, can you show
Yes.
yours?
Cherry
we don't have it.
chapstick
No,
mistakes. Look
get it
at
away.
those
It
thin
hurts my eyes.
L1, R1.
Can we get some boost in the chat?
It's still
So
weird.
uncomfortable. So
It's so
uncomfortable.
weird.
Look at how you got to grip this thing to play, man. Let's see. Pull it back from the camera.
That's not fun.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, you gotta it's like the crab claw. My word for it is cramps.
Cramps.
Mm.
Just
Yeah.
cramps. Krampus.
I
Yeah,
just
just
said
awful.
silly. Like, what are you doing releasing
Why is
a
this?
brick style 3326 without dual analog? Like, what? Like,
Yeah.
if it
Does have
had
stacked
two-
shoulders though.
two red analog sticks?
No.
All right. But
No, but for what it plays, why is the stick up here though?
I don't know.
Right.
That's so weird.
To be
Yeah.
different.
That D-pad
Yeah, I
placement is
guess.
awful.
Yes,
So
the
my
D-pad
word was-
itself is not great.
Yeah. So my word was blind because their developer like went blind. It was like, oh, let's just throw these things on here, and like, oh, it's good enough. Let's send it out. And so I actually don't have mine to show because I took mine apart because it had the best screen out of all the 3:2 aspect ratios. It's the best
Yeah.
screen. So I took
Yeah,
the
yeah.
screen out, kind of cannibalized it, and then I was going to put it in my yellow cheese RGB 10 to kind of
Yeah.
put them together. The thing is, the cases are not perfect, and so you have to
Hmm.
do a lot of sanding and stuff. So I was sanding it down and filing it down. I was trying to put it in, make sure it fit, and then I broke the screen as I was putting it in.
Oh no.
So I have a new one on order. I just need to make the video. I'm going to put it together. I want to make the ultimate RGB 10 with that beautiful screen with
Oh,
the
that'd be
yellow
cool.
shell. And so it'll come, but just not yet.
Cool.
The screen does look really nice on it, and it would have been a good device, yeah, except for it has the full Cheeto Steve effect going on here. So many little weird things about it, but it does have working Wi-Fi. So, hey,
Yeah.
Right. And
for
Scott,
my word,
what's this word?
I think for this one, I'm gonna use Chocho's word, which is horror. Like, how did they
Horror?
go from the
Guacala.
well, originally I was gonna say guacala, which stands for like gross in
Guacala.
Spanish.
Gross.
But
Okay.
how did they go from the RGB 10 Max 2, which is something so pretty, to
Damon.
like whatever that is, I
Mhm.
don't, and I'm befuddled, but
It does have a Pornhub theme if someone wants. Waka waka. Oh man,
Waka
yeah, you nailed it, Scott. It's just like, why? And to me, the biggest thing about that device is that bright red single joystick. Why?
Yeah.
We're on the
always
last
joke
device
about it, but
though.
It's such a weird choice for them to have made.
Yeah.
I guess we gotta give
Final
them credit
device.
for trying.
Yeah.
True.
The Powkitty RGB 20S. Show them, boys.
Da-na-na-na.
Yeah.
Yeah,
we go.
Yes!
2 out of
Yeah.
3 without stickers.
Actually,
Yeah.
Hold on.
Mm.
2
Thor,
out of 3.
Stubbs, don't shame the chat. Put y'all's devices down. I just want to see Russ's device because that's how it should look
Yeah.
like. God damn
Scott's
it.
running the show.
Scott
at this.
loves this device. He
Peak
loves it.
perfection.
Okay, everybody.
Throw
It
the
is-
W's in the chat, y'all.
That's what peak device looks like.
Peak device. You know, it's we went really hard on the lack of Wi-Fi thing. That was such a weird thing for them to do, to advertise it with the Wi-Fi switch in, but then not pay the 70 cents for the chip, you know?
Here's the thing. Yeah, you got to stick
So
in.
weird.
You got to stick in a USB-C adapter, then plug in a Wi-Fi dongle, then turn on a Wi-Fi physically on the device to then have working Wi-Fi.
It's so weird.
That is
such a weird
amazing.
thing to do.
Which is why my
But it has a little smiley face in the middle of it. I love that.
it does.
That's a
And
nose. That's a nose.
Yeah,
it's not a smiley
I know it's a
face.
nose,
Look.
but
it's true if you got the sticker on.
But
it's
you
so
took
cute.
the sticker off Thor.
no, I
There's
didn't
no such
even put
thing
it
as
on. I
sun
never
sticker,
put it
people.
on.
Oh,
The cuteness almost
even worse.
overcomes the terrible choice of going Wi-Fi. My word is
I-
Wi-Fi-less.
Wi-Fi less. Okay. I did like the screen in it though, to be honest with you. I
It is.
do
It's a nice screen.
because you know I like the V. I form
Mhm.
factor here. Let me get the V out real quick. All right, just to show
I,
off.
I like the
okay?
form factor too.
So it's a,
Yeah,
it's,
Yeah,
a
it's
yeah,
also a
smaller.
4x3 screen. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah, I like
but,
that.
But I liked it. The Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I
And
was
the image
so
is the
bummed.
same
I said-
size. It's 3.5 inches. It's just that the
Yeah.
V has much bigger bezels.
Right.
Yes,
I said cute. Cute was the word that I used for it. It's cute.
it's
Yeah.
cute.
My word was tiger because I didn't like the thing, and then I put the sticker on. And I was like, oh, I like,
I like it now.
so,
Well, see, I like
it's
I
all the
liked
tiger
it.
made it. So
I
Mhm.
liked it and took my sticker off, and now I don't like it. So Thor hasn't
Yeah.
put his sticker on, and he's promised to send it to me because I begged him.
Yeah.
the other thing I liked
Greg-
about it, and this is a bad thing, like in general, was that many of the custom firmwares just work on this thing. They're not intended for it, right?
Yeah.
It's actually the custom firmwares for the 351 MP. You put them in this, and they'll still work. Like ArcOS will still work. The developers obviously did not intend that for that to happen. It's kind of shady that Powkitty made it so similar to the others, but
Yeah.
as a consumer, it's kind of, well, it's a nice little bonus. You know what I mean? That it's available, even if it's officially unsupported.
And
Yep,
he said
yep.
the chip is 70 cents. It's actually probably cheaper than that. That's me blowing it out of proportion because these chips on site they're cheap, like super cheap. We're getting them for $3 here, and that's with shipping. So
And with
Alright.
that,
Oh,
that's the
That's
the
the-
list.
Wait, what's Scott's
wait.
word?
oh yeah, Scott. Sorry,
Scott's
buddy.
word. Oh, Scott's word. Sorry, buddy.
you know,
He keeps hiding the
I-
word
I-
until we didn't forget about it.
Right.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
know,
yeah.
it's okay. Listen, my family forgets about me. Y'all forget about me. It's all cool. It's all
Dude,
cool.
I don't go one day without thinking about you. Okay, so what's
Talk
your
to you all
word?
the time.
Come on.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
we love you.
Before I say the word, though, I do need to do a public dragging. Franny from Pack Rats HQ. How dare you say an F to the ultimate device that is the Pow Kitty RGV20S, aka the Pow Tiger? How dare you? I also
Pow
love you.
Tiger.
So first of all, then second, I think I'm gonna use the word that Greg said, which is I am sorry, didn't scroll back. Lovely, because exactly. Sure, it doesn't have Wi-Fi. There's not a lot of support. The device is just, a lot of shortcomings. The sticker, it limits the audience. But you know what? It's lovely, and that's all I need to know.
Yeah, I think if it didn't have these terrible
It
shoulder
is.
buttons, this whole like ski ramp thing, I think I would use it a lot more.
Yeah, those are weird.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah. They don't feel right. They don't feel good.
Somebody 3D print ones that don't suck. Go for it.
Yes.
We may buy them.
Well. Okay. So that's
right, that's the
done.
list.
That's part one.
All right, part one.
Yeah. You know what? So the second part of this live stream we're going to do is what is the ultimate best 3326 device? And I don't know what we're going to do here. Scott's going to actually lead us through this. Scott, do you want to
Absolutely.
what's going on here?
So for this section, now we heard the case that each one of the panelists had to do for the
Ultimate RK3326 handheld.
So
Right.
right now we are gonna try to, I guess, find the best device that could fit like people's needs. So for this one, we are gonna separate it in different categories, and I'll explain it to the crowd. So we have the best battery life, so that's self-explanatory. Then we also have best ergonomics for big meaty claws. So shout outs to the people with big hands or chunky hands. So this is gonna be the device we're gonna think for you. So next, we have the best for teeny weeny hands or pockets ooh category. And again,
Right.
self-explanatory. If your hands are tiny, we don't shame in size. And also, I've noticed that the community really wants to put these devices in their pockets. I don't know why, but nonetheless, we want to be able to help you out with that decision. So that's one. Then the next category is best out of the box. So say someone like me, right? A normie, doesn't know much about these handhelds. I just want to turn on the device and be able to play games. So, which one would be the device that you would
Yeah.
recommend the most in that category? So, then we have best handhelds for tinkering. Shout outs to all the modders in the chat. So this is a section where the panelists will decide on which device is the best for like whether it's custom software or doing cosmetic modifications and so forth. And last but not least, best bang for your buck category. And this one essentially, we're gonna try to see
Nice.
the device that offers the best, value for the price. So,
Yep.
Before I open the panel for everyone to discuss, I will just say that the Pow Tiger wins in all categories in my end.
Well,
So
I think this
On
is
your
one we
end,
can
yeah.
probably share. Do you mind if I share the spreadsheet, Scott,
absolutely,
and just show
Stubbs.
people so we can they can follow along with us? All right.
Oh, for sure. I won't stop you. This is yes. Look at oh my god! Look at our faces.
I'm sure
They
it's
got
like
inverted.
I'm sure it's inverted. I got to turn
It's
off my dark
inverted, yeah.
theme.
that
see here.
is
Well, Russ's picture
actually
isn't
pretty
gonna.
cool.
It's still.
Yeah,
There you go.
mine got
It's still the
worse.
laser eye.
His is now it's yeah,
You
and
know
I'm
what?
sorry, this is just too bright for me. I'm just gonna have to. Sorry,
You can
let
turn
me
the dark.
look at my
I
dark
actually
theme.
like it like that. It adds
Yeah, it's so
a
much
little
more
bit of
soothing.
more seriousness
So
to
we're-
the situation.
So we were warned that we're going to get schooled on this best battery life thing, and I think it's already kind of been explained. I do think that it's because Stubbs and I have not been subjected to Odroid stuff so much.
Yeah,
I
well, yeah.
haven't.
So the thing
Not a
is,
ton.
the battery in the 351V, you guys both put that down, is
Yeah.
the best when you put the Odrogo super battery inside of it, because that one, even though it's
Sure.
only like I think 100
Stubbs
milliamps more
has.
than the ones in there, it's
Mhm.
just better quality, and so it ends up
Mhm.
lasting longer. And so that one will have the best battery life if you do that mod. Otherwise, the
Okay.
Odrogo Super has the longest battery life. I'm not saying it's the best or whatever, but it's the longest out of all of these devices. Also, because the screen itself, I don't know my screens very well, but it's a different than a typical LCD IPS panel. And so because of
Yeah.
that, it draws less power. And so because of that, not only does
Oh.
it have the biggest battery, but it also draws the least amount of power, even though it has a larger screen. And so
Cool.
I've always found that one will give me up to like 8 hours of gameplay, whereas the others nowhere are they even close to that.
So you're saying I need to order that battery then? Is what you're saying.
Yeah, you gotta get that. You can get
Yeah.
it from Hard
Mhm.
Kernel
Yeah,
or
yeah.
Ameridroid. And I used to,
Yeah.
I
Okay.
made a couple mod videos
Order
about
straight
it,
from
and
Hard
they
Kernel.
kept selling out and stuff. Yeah. So.
Again, thank you to Damien for doing that for me before I bought this from you. Already done.
All right, the best meaty claws.
Chi.
Stubbs said the chi. He said the
Yeah,
chi.
Chi. It's
The
the
chi's
Chi.
good. It's good. Don't get me wrong. It's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
I don't like the buttons.
I don't-
I've never liked the buttons. They're
What?
too tall.
You don't like
And
the
so
button?
because of that,
You can,
that
They are small.
brings it down a notch for me. So
but it's
the
it's
sticks are small too.
still good for meaty paws.
right, but you gotta take
The
the, whole
Hulk nipples.
product. Sure, yeah, it's great for your meaty paws,
But
but
the
you won't
Hulk
want to play it
nipples.
because of those stupid tall buttons.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the joysticks aren't great. I know.
So is that
I
why you
again said
chose the
that-
RGB 10 Max too?
I did, yeah. I mean, it's just for me, it's so wide that it allows you to kind of put your whole hands
Mhm.
across it. And I
Yeah,
do
but
like the little
It's so
dips on
it's
it.
so
So
it's so wide though, and you gotta add bezels and dude, I might stretch my game
don't stretch.
if I'm playing that.
games.
I know, but I might stretch it because I don't want to see a bezel.
It wasn't about the
want any
screen. It was about the best for the
extra space.
claws. You know.
Yeah, but
I have big
but
claws.
like Russ
but
was
I
saying, you
tend
got to
to
take
do-
into consider. Now hold on.
I
Now
tend
hold
to do
on, Thor.
this.
Like Russ was
Right.
saying,
Fight,
you
fight,
got to
fight.
take into account the whole device. And
Yeah.
so I think
Uh-huh.
Russ might be incorrect. He might be incorrect. I don't know.
That is not.
No, I
possible.
think
Come
he's
on.
correct.
That is-
Not
I think
as far as
he
not
might be-
having,
He might be wrong.
because I don't have the 10 max too, but I do have the 10 max, right? And
Yeah.
this thing is
Also wrong.
It's probably
Yeah.
not as good as the
a
max
poor
2,
choice.
but
Well,
that
you
extra
made
space
poor
that you have
decisions.
on it to be able to switch your grip if you want to,
But-
depending on
Yeah, but your
It's good.
hand grease is going to rub off on there, and the coating's going to come off.
You
Unless you have
know,
the orange
we-
sickle where it just adds a patina to it.
a patina, a sheen.
Yeah.
We talked about the
Yes.
RGB 10 max, the finish, the coat,
You
that
answered
rubberizing.
two answers.
know?
You said 351V/10 max. You can't choose two answers. You did two
I
things.
can do what I want. What are you talking
Just
about?
pick
I can
one.
do whatever I
No.
want. All of
Do you
them.
have a note
Oh,
that
wait.
says?
All of
Do you have a note
Wait,
that says
Thor
I
wrote
can
two
do whatever I
answers?
want? Signed
I
Thor.
did. Yeah, I did. It's two different form factors. How are you going to make a decision between two completely different form factors? It's apples and
Well,
oranges.
the two of
the
us
point-
did. Come on.
Yeah, I mean,
Wait,
Russ
so,
and
so
I.
wait, so wait, Thor,
we
give
went
us
confident
your
into it,
reason
dude.
behind that.
Okay, then the V. All
Dude, what
right,
the-
the V
All right.
inches out
Okay,
slightly
I
better.
think we're
How
just
about that?
split. We're
I don't
want
want
to.
I don't want to peer pressure you, dude, into
Oh,
picking
no.
one device.
Oh no, it's
But I
getting
do want
deleted,
you to peer
all right?
pressure him, Stubbs.
All right. All right. All right.
Wow.
It's deleted.
Wow. Dude, this is reminding me of that game of Risk I played with my fiance in 2004. We're not engaged anymore, obviously.
This is amazing.
Who
So I,
who wins this one?
Well, so
Nobody's
this
won
is the
yet.
best part. Nobody wins.
Yeah.
Because well, I don't want to spoil the
'Cause-
surprise yet. But I wanted to
Is-
see
so-
y'all's opinions and taking into what do y'all considered for, people that have big beady claws, because for some
Scott.
people, like, it's about size, right?
Scott.
But then
you said
Yeah.
you said the Pout Tiger is the best for big meaty claws.
Mm-mm.
yes,
That's
No.
possibly the worst answer of all of us, dude.
Yeah, no,
I mean,
no.
big meaty claws. Look at this.
I stand by my wrong opinion.
Sycophant, cultist.
I'm
You
telling
can't.
you. Facts
All
over
The
right,
cuteness
so-
factor overrides all logic.
Let's
Oh.
talk about the next one then. The best for
All
teeny
right.
weeny hands or pockets. Ooh woo. All right.
I appreciate you said the ooh part. I was afraid I was gonna
Of
have
course.
to correct one of y'all on that. So.
I'll woo for you, Scott. Ooh woo for Scott. Anyway.
Aw. Thank-
Victor
Thank you.
Iamini in the chat.
Hey, oh, what's up, Victor?
Aloha. Victor.
Sir.
Can we throw some
Mm,
oohs
all
in
right.
the chat, please? Much appreciated.
Sure.
Ooh.
I'm not going to type ooh woo into the chat though. Someone else can do that.
He's good.
But
You
I
thought
will.
it.
Start with
though.
RGB
You
10
said
for-
ooh. Yeah.
I
For our
know.
small little hands.
You-
It's so
yeah, you
it's
both
so
said
small
RGB.
and pocketable. Because it doesn't nothing sticks out
Yeah.
that much. Everything's nice and flush.
Do you,
It's
but
small.
you guys think
It
it's
is
better than? You think it's better
So
than the
Oh yeah,
P,
P?
it's quite a bit smaller.
Yeah.
Pocketability?
Dude, it's
Look at the difference there. It's quite a bit smaller.
Oh, I didn't
Both-
realize it was
both
that
in
much
height
smaller.
and length.
it
Yeah,
is.
yeah. And
It
it's,
is, and
it's
it's
a sizable
pocketable.
difference when you have it in your hands.
Mhm.
And it doesn't have
Yes,
those
it
bumpers on the
is.
back, so it makes it slide in much nicer. Yeah.
Yeah.
Many
Oh,
reasons
the,
why
Russ
it's
the
said.
Amber Nick classic
Russ,
grip bumpers.
yeah. Yeah, Russ
Yeah.
and I are right. So
Hey, I'll concede this one for sure. Absolutely.
okay. Well, you got to get
But
a.
no,
You
listen,
gotta
I
get
just
a
said-
tag.
I just said
concede,
P
Thor.
'cause
Give
it's-
us-
No, because
Scott just wants us to fight.
Absolutely, I know he wants us to throw down.
He wants some
No, I
reality
just-
TV.
Out of
ratings.
all of them that I have, the P is the only one that I could imagine like letting a child play.
Hmm.
Because the M's a little
P
bit
is
too
the most
heavy.
pocketable Ape Escape one. With the dual analog sticks. So if you really
It's
want to do your
The Ape Escape
this is the
subcategory.
most
man.
And the
pocketable
P
one.
wins as it's your favorite game, Thor. I know that you're focused on that. So
I know, so focused. All
can-
right,
you can
the
play
next
it.
one, best out of the box. Okay.
game over. 351M. Come on. Wi-Fi works.
Wi-Fi works on
It
this.
looks good. It's
Mm-mm.
comfy,
This one
except
looks
for it's
good.
heavy. Yeah, the V
No,
is too.
the stock
uh,
I think is superior because it came out at a time when when the operating systems were had advanced and were much more stable
Did
and
it?
clean.
Dude, it has 2 SD card slots, and I didn't know which
Which
was
is
which,
good,
and I
actually.
would get it confused.
No, that's a good
This
thing
has, like,
because you don't have to
that's a
deal
good
with
has one.
partitions, right? Because you remember, if you have the single one, you have to do with partitions, and a lot of people have their Windows set up where it doesn't show both partitions. They're like, it doesn't show up. I don't see my ROMs, and so
Yeah.
I had to make a whole video
Yeah.
to show people how to assign a drive letter to a partition. You know what I mean?
I
And
can't
you can put
argue with that.
351 Droid on it, Stubbs. I mean, like immediately if you want
true.
to. It's so cool.
Yeah, but 351
the-
Android looks so classy on the M, dude.
Yeah.
The V when it came out, because we got in the wood grain and the transparent black, and it's just it's just nice. It just has I like the like light texture on the plastic. So I just had a
Really?
much nicer experience than the 351P, for instance, which is what I instantly compare it to for the plastic feel. So
I ordered a
I'm gonna
wood
go with the
grain
V.
shell just to feel it finally, because I've been hearing you
Oh, did
talk
you?
about this for like 2 years. And I
Yeah.
actually bought from AliExpress like the $14 wood grain shell, literally just to feel what you're
Just to
talking
feel-
about
I
right
spent
now.
$14 just to feel plastic.
So it's true. I might
So-
swap it.
The other thing is, like I have 2 friends, 2 of my best friends who they've been in the video game industry, but they don't know anything about retro games or whatever. I sent them that device, the 351V. It's like, hey, here it is, all souped up and ready to go, that kind of thing. And that means something because I had other options to choose from. So
That's pretty cool. I bet they loved it too.
I bet you they don't play it, but they were very impressed at first. So
All right.
good.
Best handheld for tinkering, and I'm gonna have a very different opinion and explanation.
351P.
Stubbs, what's your option?
351P, because you have to tinker with it. You have to get Wi-Fi and solder it in there. So no choice. And you can do so many Sakura retro mods in this. You can swap the buttons. You can do stickers. I think this is just so many options for modding, and it's fun to tinker.
I said the RGB 10 Max because this was one of the first 3326s that I actually took apart and messed around with the internals and did a bunch of experiments on. So I'm talking about like deep tinkering, like internals tinkering, right? I don't like the way Ambernic devices come apart. Once you take them apart, they're very difficult to get back together because of the shoulder buttons, usually keeping it lined up. And these, like the power buttons and stuff like that, tend to fall back into the console. So there's not a lot of pressure holding it in. So you have to be very careful when you're putting that motherboard in that you don't have 5 buttons laying in the way for no reason. I really, really, really actually enjoyed swapping out the buttons and stuff on the Pow Kitty. It reminded me of the Retroid Pocket with little rubber screws, which I was already very familiar with, and it came apart and went back together really easily compared to the other Ambernic offerings.
And I haven't taken
that's
apart
my
my OGA before, so this might have been my choice actually had I have experienced that. In fact, I'm sure this probably should be the answer, which leads you to Russ's answer.
yeah, so I did the Odriga Super for basically those same reasons, because you have to tinker with this. Like, number one, like, there's a lot of issues with it out of the gate. So you gotta, mess around with the membranes and things like that. So it's kind of required.
Right.
And then the whole idea is, Hard Kernel makes these as like development kits. It's like fun experiments. So they are made to basically play around with. If I had an OGA, I probably would have put that in there, but I don't have one, and so I didn't use it. But yeah, people were like, dyeing the shells of those, things like that, just doing all sorts of fun tinkering with it. And then there's the Hard Kernel forums where you can look and see people doing all sorts of really interesting things, and it's all officially supported for only those 2 devices. So to me, as much as in some ways I don't like tinkering with devices, it's really, if it's a necessity, I like doing it for fun, but this one was a necessity, and yeah, that's why I picked it.
And Scott,
At
you
one
said
point-
again the Pow Tiger for best tinkering device.
Listen, some of us like to
Listen.
live on the edge, and sometimes I ask to myself, like, why can there be like something to make my device look cool without having to have a degree in engineering? So I'm glad that How Can You
Tinker
Listen
with stickers.
they gave us a stick. Absolutely.
That's
Which
true.
is
You know what? That's
something
Yeah, that's tinkering.
Yes,
tinkering,
we call that a soft mod. It's
Soft mod,
nice.
quickie mod.
someone's soft mod is someone else's hard mod. That's all I'm gonna say.
All right. I will say this too about the 10 Max. I did a screen replacement in it, and it was easily the easiest screen replacement I've ever done. It was so
Oh,
so
nice.
freaking easy. It was unbelievable.
Yeah, I can't argue with the 10 Max. I think all the answers in this category were valid except for the Pow.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, except for the
And
Tiger
best
one.
out of box experience, Pow Tiger. Well, it did come with Arc OS, which was nice, but
Yeah.
there's a little shadiness going on there. That damn Wi-Fi.
Yeah, that was
Damn
hilarious. I
Wi-Fi.
felt bad for Christian.
Before you share that, I wanted to share what Mega Barracuda said in the chat, saying official RH Tiger sticker win. You see, the people are talking.
Yeah.
You know what, Thor? That's not a bad idea.
I've got the cricket, man. I got the cricket.
You know who has designs for the RGB20S? I believe, was it Wicked Game Collector or
Sonic Love.
Sonic Love?
Sonic Love,
has
yeah.
been doing stickers. So if we can get like the file from him, maybe we can do some RH branded stickers. That'd be fun.
All right. The last category here, which is unanimous, astonishingly, holy crap, is best bang for your buck. It's the 351V.
Yeah, man. It is. It really is.
Still, what, 110 retail, and you can sometimes get it cheaper.
Yeah.
You
You can get it for
between 90 and
95, I
100.
think.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
Yeah. I mean, forget about it. What you're getting in this for the money and the options and the software options, just all around, so good for $100.
I wish that they would take the V and as powerful as the 2 Plus. Like just another one in the same shell like Retro
take the
did.
shell. Take the shell.
Because I'm not worried about GameCube and PS2. I'm worried about stable gameplay. That's all I'm looking for. You know,
you could argue that the A20 is trying to do that, but the buttons and just
not
the
with
experience
Pandora.
was not great.
Yeah,
not with Pandora.
So I think
if we could get like
with that
353V,
I mean it's coming.
Take that.
And Bernick has teased that a little bit. I think that's the next thing coming. It's not going to be a 3326. So, and Scott again says that the Pow Tiger is the best bang for your buck. Which you know what? Opus brought that up. I think or somebody brought it up in chat earlier. They were talking about
it's like $80, right?
It is valid, and so for $20 less, you can get this, which is honestly a good device. It is a good device. I cannot deny that.
That's what I was about to ask. Like, is the 351V cheaper than the Pow Tiger, or like where was
well, but it's for the buck.
Yeah.
It's relative to the dollar. You know, it's relative to the dollar. You're getting, I think, with the V, you're getting a more polished experience in general. Personally, which is why I voted for it. I do understand what you're saying about it being $20 cheaper, though, for sure.
Okay, that's what I wanted to like inquire a little more, because you know it'll be good for the audience to know, for me to know, and for me to still drag Yol that Yol didn't pick Pow Tiger, but nonetheless.
Yep.
Yeah, and it was Opus who brought that up. He was saying, well, are we factoring in price in this? Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
And with that in mind, maybe it is the RGB20S at the end of the day. But to me, there's
with the Wi-Fi
or
chip
two
in it, sure.
With the Wi-Fi working, but to me, it's just it's the V, and I think, to me, of what we have available, because dude, all of these devices have compromises, and none of them, there is no ultimate 3326. But after taking everything into account, in my opinion, it's probably the 351V.
Spoiler alert. Yeah.
Just to me.
You think that, right, Stubbs?
I think it's going to be a toss-up between the 351V and the 10 Max 2, personally.
Yeah.
I think the V is better bang for your buck, but I think if you're going to go all out and get that nice screen and the nice grips and stuff, it's probably going to be the 10 Max 2. So I know I got my chops busted earlier for having two things, but the V has the best value. The 10 Max 2 is probably the best one. You know what I mean?
I would say the 10 Max 2 is the best hardware, but the problem is that it's the custom firmware is not there. It's a very frustrating experience to try to get all the cool things that are available on all the other ones working on the Max 2. It's rough. And so if it could run something like Jealous or Amber Elec or Arc OS and be like constantly updated with Portmaster working with everything, totally. But it's not. And so I think the V is still best bang for your buck.
Okay, I see. Well, we had a lot of great opinions and analysis more so in this section, and I really appreciate, everyone in this panel for just keeping it very nice.
What's
but,
about
you
to
know,
happen, Scott?
Somebody asked a very funny question. Y'all ignoring the big question: which one plays Ape Escape, the 351V or the Tiger?
Good, valid
Okay.
question. Panel.
You know,
RGB
honestly,
20S.
I would probably play Ape Escape on this thing. You know, the way that they're
Yeah.
set up like this, it's actually pretty neat. You know, and
But Russ, you
People
feel like
know.
you feel that we're being led to an answer right now, don't you? You're being led
I
to
don't know
say
what's
something.
coming next. I'm a little nervous. Yeah.
I'm a little nervous too.
Well, all I say is that y'all should be.
Can we open the link now? Oh,
Uh-oh.
no.
Uh-oh, sound
Hold
drops.
on, not just yet.
Producer
because,
Scott.
You know, while
Can I click the link?
Mr. Russ, Mr. Thor, and Mr. Stubbs kept it all nice and wholesome. Did y'all really think that we were gonna come here and all just like I guess agree in a peaceful manner?
I drink my beer.
I mean,
Oh, sorry, my
we're all
sound effect
friends,
failed.
so
For the last section
Oh.
of this stream,
Well, for this one, I have to hold on. I have to play something.
for the last section of
There we
the
go.
stream, we are gonna have all the panelists come together to make a unanimous decision about which one is the ultimate RK3326 handheld.
Yeah. So pretty much,
That's
gentlemen,
awesome.
and a very secret chat that nobody can see. I put a link,
Mhm.
so go ahead and open it. And while y'all do, I will explain what we will do next. So for this section, we're going to do two things. I will reveal you're showing it on the screen already. So,
Oh, sorry.
but
Stop.
I thought we
but
were
y'all
supposed to show
haven't
that.
seen that yet. Hold on, because I need y'all.
I scrolled down.
How could you sabotage my plans, Stub? I am hurt.
I thought that's what I'm supposed to do. Nobody saw. Keep going. Keep going. Everything's fine.
Anyways,
Yes.
so the plan here is that after all this talk and all, here's the reality. The RK3326 is the best example of a device that has a sea of ultimately e-waste. So what we're going to ask from the panelists, Russ, Thor, and Stubbs, is to come together, talk it out, and make the case for the one and only
RK3326.
handheld that people should consider buying. For this section, all I will ask is that, sure, your opinions and status as well, and the resources provided, right? But use the community as your biggest influence here, because for some of us, we can't buy 20 devices or 20 Pow Kitties
Right.
with stickers on them. I wish I could.
Right.
So for this section, I will leave the floor open, and may the best handheld win and the other ones
Die.
Oh, we were talking about the 351 and V and 10 Max too. Do you guys think?
Well, I think the MP is
Okay.
a factor because it has that same screen. I think it has better color balance too.
Yeah.
But it is lacking the Wi-Fi, and then the metal to me makes it heavy, but then also makes it more expensive. And that's the
Yeah.
big thing for me is that the price difference. I think it's $30 price difference between the V and the MP. It's not there. I don't see that at all.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
no.
And so I'd love to say, yeah, buy the MP. That's the only one to get. But I can't in conscious tell people, yeah, you've got to spend an additional $30 for that. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So
The screen
and then
is
the
amazing,
RGB10.
isn't it? Yeah, and the
I was going to say the
RGB10.
RGB10, like that one, like for example, the RGB10 Pro has an OCA laminated screen, but it only comes in this color. It's terrible. And so, yeah, I don't know. Like this is one that I sometimes will recommend if someone say, oh, what's the best one I can get for under $100? I'll usually say this one.
Does the 10
still
Pro have that
V's got
rubberized
4x3.
coating?
No, it's the same plastic as the original RGB10, so it's
Okay.
it's
Yeah,
a
which
hard
feels
plastic.
good.
It's a nice plastic.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
I just
like
the color is just not great.
Yeah. Seafoam
Yeah,
green.
the V.
Yeah. The V.
So, with that being said, just to double make sure, which devices, which RK3326 handheld do you all agree upon,
The V.
and why?
The V.
Because
Well,
you know,
all the
price to
reasons we just
performance
said.
is great.
Yeah,
4x3
if
aspect
we're talking
ratio is
about-
great. Yeah.
If we're talking about what are we going to recommend to people to get, the V, I think.
Mhm.
If people are like, in the modern day, if people are like, okay, money's no object, I need a 3326 handheld, I'm probably going to say the Max 2.
Now, Scott, I actually would have said the 20S if this Wi-Fi switch did something, because people who don't know,
Yeah.
they're going to buy this expecting that a switch that says Wi-Fi on off, perhaps when they switch that on, that the Wi-Fi is going to work.
Yeah. It
And
would be a
that's just
contender if it had the
such-
ski ramps, like if it had better shoulder buttons for
Yeah.
me.
If it had, if
Yeah.
it had the
you know,
Miu Mini
slip in and
buttons,
out. Yeah. Mm.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
Stubbs,
Or
you know
if
what
I
have
knew
to
that it was
say to
going to
that?
be what?
I think that is a really great answer, and I am glad you put the community before me. So I'm gonna applaud you with like
before your selfishness, like stuff.
yes.
Thank you. Thank you. But it's the most adorable device, dude. And here's the thing. If they at least just didn't include this toggle switch, and I knew going into this that it didn't have Wi-Fi, like the Miu Mini, you know? I know this device doesn't have Wi-Fi, and I love it because
Yeah.
it's part of it. I already know that going into it, and I accept that. And it's such a good price to performance. It's so cute. The 20S just lost me. Yeah, they should have just left.
Yeah.
They should just not put that switch on there. That's all
Yeah,
they needed to
no.
do. Just one less Cheeto Steve decision.
Yeah, they could have honestly even left the soldering spot on the motherboard, right? And then told people about
Yeah.
it. Be like, you can, but we're not doing that.
Mhm.
But instead, they had to put the switch on it. Which, all right, sure, that's
So Scott, what's next?
Well, I just to double check, it's the Anbernic RG351V, the device that everyone in the panel would agree that is the go-to RK3326 handheld to purchase, correct?
yeah,
Yes, sir.
probably. Yeah,
All right.
Mm-hmm.
Now, let's see if the community thinks the same. Because
Ooh.
if you if the don't show it just yet, if the
Dude.
if the audience remembers, we ran a poll before the
Mhm.
stream started, right? Like a
Sure did.
anticipation, and it seems like
Yeah.
with a total of how many people participated? Let's find out.
1,200 people.
Holy cow, that's a lot of people.
yeah.
That is amazing. And thank you to each one of them for voting. And also screw the people that didn't vote for the Tiger. But you know what? I digress. So
Hey, dude, my
But no
first
hate,
vote when I
right?
voted for this to test the poll out, I voted for the Pow Tiger. That was my first. The first vote on this was the Pow
is
Tiger.
it the
from
same
me.
one? Is it still the Pow Tiger? Or did you change it the
Well, I
Exactly.
cheated.
Well-
I went on a different IP address and I voted the 351P. at the
Election
time.
fraud.
Oh
Yeah,
my
election.
god.
I know. I am the most
Election
corrupt.
All right,
fraud.
remove 2 votes.
But-
Demand a recount.
We're
but
gonna
in the
remote
moment
those 2
of-
votes. Yep. Recount.
That's fine. That's fine. And after looking at everything and going through these devices the last few weeks, prepping for tonight, the V is one for me. So
Great. Because
all right, let's take a
it
look.
seemed-
let's take a
let's
look.
take a look now.
Here are the results.
I don't have the
All
drums
right.
because I didn't put the sound. So
Yeah. So the
RG351
MP
MP.
is at the top. Yeah. Yeah.
But
And
that
then
price
followed by the
is-
V and the 10 Max 2. Yep.
This is the latest. Yeah, this is current live results right now. I just opened it up.
I
The V's
completely
behind.
I agree with this list. I can understand why people would vote the MP over the V.
Sure.
It's just as a suggestion to people, I'm going to suggest the V over the MP. Getting into it.
Yes, that is also my suggestion because the MP is $50 more than the V, and what you're getting in that $50
Is the same
I don't feel
performance.
justifies.
Yeah.
Yeah. My
Yeah.
thought, Russ. What do you think?
So I
No,
I
think this
totally agree
lines
with
up
this
all
list.
Right. Yeah. I
Yeah,
really
I
wish
mean,
there was a
I respect
351
it.
PP, like a plastic
Yeah.
version that had Wi-Fi.
Yeah.
I know.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes. Correct.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
We always wanted the
PP.
PP, but we never got the PP the way we wanted it.
Amber Nick,
But-
Amber Nick, please, instead of putting screens on a Super Nintendo controller, give us the PP. Everyone in the chat, write it. Give us the PP.
Hashtag give us the PP. Everyone send Ann Bernick messages.
Best way to get blocked.
You know, I think I do think it would be great if they released, but like I was talking about, the V with 353 chip in it, or the MP or the PP with the 353 chip in it.
Yeah,
I think that'd be a really cool thing for them to do.
I think so too. And I respect this list. I think it's good. The people are wrong, like Russ was saying. Under the bus as well. But it's respectable. I respect it. But the V has got to win. I mean, come on. So
I never
like
thought
that
I
it
lived
was
in the
very
world where
neck to
that's the
neck
one I
with it.
recommend.
Not the V, not like this.
The
sorry,
V versus the
Victoria.
All
PP.
right.
Which one will win?
So,
For the last section,
Scott, you wanted us. Oh, I was going to go ahead. Go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say before I say what I was gonna say. I know Russ suggested a new category in the last category, and for this one, even though it's really not scary, I'll still put the thunder for y'all. So
I appreciate that.
So
Thank
Russ,
you.
what was a section that you wanted to introduce?
Well, we kind of just did it, and that was the idea of what would be the perfect RK3326 handheld. And I do
Clamshell.
think
Yeah.
it would. Nope, that's not where I was.
Clamshell.
I
Oh,
thought you were.
Blood
I thought you were going to
shit,
say
blood
what
shit.
is the best? What would be the perfect device? And I was like, oh,
Yeah, that's what I'm
clamshell.
saying, but that's not where I would go with it.
That's
but,
That's what
for me, it's the PP. You know what I mean? The MP,
Right.
4x3 aspect ratio with a plastic shell and Wi-Fi. I'm done.
Yeah.
That'd be great. Just it'd be an upgraded version of the 351P, just with a better screen, basically, and Wi-Fi.
I'm gonna agree with you, but say I would want a stable, clean Android operating system on it instead of Linux, so I can get apps.
No way. Okay.
No way.
So it's
I'm gonna throw
interesting.
analog triggers, Hall sensor trigger. Let's go.
It's interesting how you're both wrong by not saying clamshell. Clamshell. So
Throw that chair, Stubbs.
have you heard the satisfying snap of the V90? Have you heard it?
But
Have
you
heard-
come for
have
the
you heard
snap.
your
You don't
Lord and
stay
Savior?
for the snap. All right, that's a
Clamshell.
momentary thing.
Bring it up. I want to hear it.
You
I
don't
want to
stay
hear it.
for the snap.
Yes. Oh yeah. Okay. Oh God, that's good.
Wow,
Imagine.
this turned into a different
Just-
stream.
Just imagine. Let me take a sippy doodle. Just
Nate says
imagine
you're right. by the way.
that sound. What? Excuse me?
He said Nate said you're right.
Oh, I am correct. Thank you. Magnificent
Two
Nate
people are
Look how
incorrect.
right I am.
is correct. But just imagine that satisfying snap on a 3326 device with working Wi-Fi with, yeah, sure, Hull sensors if you want in the
No,
little
you don't need that.
nubbin
You don't need
joysticks.
that. You don't need that.
Imagine 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi. Imagine just the perfect ergonomics, stacked
It'd be the
shoulders.
snap heard around the world.
It would be. It would be the device to end all devices. Okay. That's just my
There you
thought.
go.
Not that I'm right, but I'm more right than you all. Scott?
I predict that if you did that, you would have all sorts of hardware issues coming along with it. You know what I mean? It's just
Yeah.
like, don't even
Hinge
add that
issues.
factor, you know?
That the
Tell that
hinges
What if he
are
wants
pile
to
of
have the
GPU
quality
exes.
control
factor?
nightmare.
Yeah,
You-
that's true.
You know what? I'm a believer.
You know?
We all have a little thing, and honestly, for me, the ideal RK3326 device would be none, because thank God they're dying.
What about your Tiger Boy, man?
That's you know what? It took wait,
It's a
what
perfect
which
device.
year was
That's what you said.
chipset introduced? Was it 2020, 2019?
2018.
2020 is when
2019.
it first launched in January 2020. Yeah, or late 2019.
2020.
One or the other. Yeah.
I mean, it's kind of
these
telling
devices,
when
yeah.
it took 2 years for me to find that device that called my heart in the shape of a tiger. But hey, you know what? It's,
I hear you.
Yeah. My
Yeah,
worry is that,
very.
you know, as we start moving forward and stuff, for example, the RK3399, like what's in the RG552, it doesn't have enough time in development to get really good. You know what I mean? Because we're already moving on to the 353s chip, you know, the 3566. And then we're going to move on to another one. And it's like those 2 years, I cherish that we spent that much time
Yeah.
on it, getting the development
all
done
together.
and everything else. It's super great.
Yeah.
You know,
one big
the
family.
the time that I spent working on 351 Droid and the RP2 firmware with Turtle and No Time and Seraph has been particularly eye-opening. What I've learned about our operating systems and how and the entire back end of how all of this stuff works and how much work it goes into just getting something stable has literally changed my life, and it's changed my business. And I am so appreciative of something so small and silly as a 3326 device or a
Yeah.
MTK, 8560 or whatever, that I've had the opportunity to learn all of these amazing things about just the way our entire world works. So I'm very grateful for everything that's happened with this device.
Same.
These series of devices.
Everything you just said. Yeah. And I got a shout out to Faust, who made a whiteout 351p, and it looks gorgeous. And if I was still into that obsession, I
It's
would
one of the
be.
giveaways.
It
when you
is.
read out.
So
The
we have
Red
one
Out
more
giveaway.
section from Scott, the secret section. Are we doing that? What's happening?
Actually,
just
we
did
could
that.
do that one right after the. Well, I was gonna ask you, do you all want to do the giveaway now, and then I'll say the last thing before the end? Or...
Sure. Yeah.
Are we
So-
doing the
Yeah.
giveaway
Let's do that.
on YouTube, or are we doing it in patron chat?
We're doing it here with patrons, basically. Patrons are eligible. I
So
think
for
that's how we-
those that are probably
we can
unfamiliar or
filter
late
that.
to the news, after enjoying the bloodshed that you witnessed, panelists, please tell us what's about to
Bloodshed.
happen next.
So we're gonna do a
Um,
little bit of trivia, and this is for patrons and premium members only for RH. But basically, the first person to answer it gets the prize, and it's based off of what each one of us are giving away. I am giving away a wood grain 351V, and I'm also giving away this custom painted RG351P shell.
Ooh.
Oh wait, hold on. Clap. There you go.
I am giving away a 351p. It's actually going to be a black one though, so it will be shipped to you directly from the fellow I got it from today.
I'm going to be giving away the RGB10 Pro. So this is the one with a laminated screen. But then I also have just a couple shells that I've picked up along the way. So I have two different 351p shells, the white one and the black one. These don't come with the
Nice.
bands outside, but if you have a 351p and you wanted to swap out for one or the other, that'll be a great option. And then I have the same with the 351v shells. If you want the translucent black
Ooh.
or transparent black or the gray one, you got those too. That's what I got.
Cool.
And I will have a wood grain shell that I will be sending somebody as well. I'll throw that in because I have that on the way that I'm not going to probably use in the end. I just want to feel it once. Okay, so Thor, what are we doing?
All right, so I'm going to pull up some questions about different things,
Okay.
and whoever knows the answer or finds the answer first wins. So let me get
And
my list up here.
and if you get the answer right, the answer wrong, you'll hear a. And if you get the answer right, you'll get a.
There it is.
Are we going to announce
Okay.
what thing they're fighting for first? Like each.
Yep.
Okay.
All right.
Okay.
Woo woo woo!
Up. I'm going to put up my V first. Boom.
Ooh.
Wood grain V
Ooh! Put up your B, Thor.
in the box.
CIB, complete inbox.
That's right.
Ooh.
CIB. Is the microarchitecture of the RK3326 chip.
Gotta get in the Patreon chat and see these answers.
Now, because I didn't want to get this video copyright striked, I'm just gonna try to sing the Jeopardy jingle.
Yeah, so that's right. So put your answers in patron chat on Discord. That's where we're going to look for these answers. Faust says arm.
Is that correct?
Damien says
That
ARM.
goes to Nate. Cortex A35. That's right.
Ooh,
Nate the Great, you have
Nate.
won
Those
yourself a
up in the chat.
351V.
just like that. Nate the Great, you got your
love these
351V. Nice specific answer. I feel like a game show host up here. This is fun.
All right. Next one up. Let's see here.
Do, 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 do. Do, do,
Boop,
do,
boop,
do,
boop.
do,
You waiting for me?
do, do, do.
Let's do the
Yeah.
351V. It won't be the white one though. Again, it'll be black. It'll be
Oh,
a
you're gonna do
special one
your
though.
V as
It'll
well?
have, yeah, it's going to have the power LED will be dimmer, and it has all of the
Okay.
light bleed fixed. So the person actually fixed all the light bleed issues and modded it, and it's in great condition. So
All
I think
right.
it has the box and everything.
All right. This one's going out now. The Retro Handhelds server, Discord server, been around, including time that when it was the Retroid server,
And
or
since
an
Thor's
almost
audio is-
exact count here.
since Thor's audio is cutting out for people a little bit, I will repeat his question a second time. So when has the Retro Handhelds Discord? When did we start? Correct.
Oh, we
Correct.
got a lot of answers. Oh my.
Right away, 2 years. That's right. We've been doing this for 2 years.
Exactly 2 years. Yep.
Woo!
Yep. Because we
Transius
started
wins-
August
wins the
4th.
V.
August 4th, 2020 is when the server went up. So coming up on 2 years. We actually ordered our first RP2s like July 29th, I think, 2020,
Mhm.
and then started the subreddit, and the Discord went up on the 4th of August. So transients, you have a black 351P headed your way. I will get your address, or if you can DM me your address, I will get that off to you.
Woo! Congratulations.
All right. This is going to be a Russ. This is going to be a Russ question. All right. So Russ, what are
Let's
you
do this
doing?
one. Let's do the RGB10 Pro.
Ooh.
RGB10 Pro. Okay.
Ooh. Minty.
All right. What was? Let me pull this up here. What was the first video the Retro Game Core channel ever uploaded?
Oh.
I don't even know.
Everyone
took some
running
down,
YouTube right
so-
now.
I'm gonna be like, do you know that answer?
Well, that-
Thor?
The one that's up. How about that?
Yeah.
Who is the fastest
Don't cheat,
retro
don't
game
go on
core?
his-
The
into
first
his
retro
channel.
game core video, not the
Yeah,
not the first retro
Game
handheld
Core
video.
video.
Sorry.
Raven got it. Raven got it. The simple menu for the
Raven.
RG350. Simple menu on the RG350. Very nice.
Wait, is that correct?
Yeah. Yeah. I
Okay,
even
cool.
made like my first theme. That was like my first thing. I'm like, hey, I made a theme for this. It took me 2 hours or whatever.
All right.
Oh, good times.
Congratulations.
Good job,
That's
man.
awesome.
So proud of you guys.
Write this down.
So good. So fast with these answers.
Yeah. that's
Sorry,
awesome.
Mega.
So what do we got next?
So now, so we got the big
next-
devices out of the way. Now we got some accessories.
Next, I'm gonna
so look
put
at
up my
that
shell.
beautiful, that 351P. That is the most unique, rare, only existing 351P shell in red that I've ever heard of, and it has black trim. So that is the Thor special.
All right. A little more YouTube digging here. What is the name of the 18th episode of BRB game?
Oh, I don't even know
Yeah.
the answer.
Yeah.
Look that up.
Those titles always have fun titles.
Let's see here. I really load back the list here. We have so many episodes. Life is good.
Life is good. That's right.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S, bananas.
B-A-N-A-N-A-S. Bananas. There we go.
That was the April Fools, our first April Fools episode, where
That's
Thor
right.
was addicted to Tamagotchis.
Yeah.
And I was singing you Coldplay cover songs.
So So what happened with that episode was we recorded an entire episode, like seriously, like what, like 2 hours, just Stubbs and I, right?
Yes.
And then Stubbs' audio got lost because of the platform we were using, and so he then decided to re-record over that to make it sound like he was having an intervention for me with Tamagotchis because I was ruining my life.
I know, and I got my wife Cathonics involved, and she played your wife in the episode, and I had so much fun making that. I was laughing. Our producer Hav, Reset Collection Dev, at the time was like, "Dude, I'm not working on this. This sounds insane.
Yeah.
This is crazy."
Yeah.
And I'm like, "Okay, I'll do it." And then I started taking over production duties, and I released it, and he was like, "All right, you actually did something with that." But the original version I sent to him was literally insane. I took that original idea and went way too far with it, and it was just horrendous. So Hav is the one person in the world who's heard the original cut of that, and I deleted it since, which was for the best of all humanity.
Sure
I want to hear that. What?
It was very dark. It was very dark. Like Thor lost his house, and it was
to Tamagotchi.
He was on the streets, and
yeah,
there was a bunch of creepy music in it, and it was a whole thing. I think the Romno made an appearance.
So congratulations
what's
to
up
the
next?
person that won.
All right, so I don't have it here yet, but my 351V wood grain shell, if anyone is a fan of swapping their shell for that wood grain, I'm going to send that to you. So throw them the trivia.
Trivia real quick, because I guess my audio is cutting out. Yeah.
Okay. On the spot. Okay, here's an easy one. Which Super Nintendo game was playing on my CRT in the Mr. Sujano episode, our last episode that released?
Wow.
I'll wait.
And I can't play the song because we'll get copyright.
FX Racing is what Nate said.
Nate the Great, but wait, Nate won a 351V, right?
Yeah, he won a wood grain.
So he won't. Okay, so Nate, correct answer, but you already won, and you don't need a second wood grain shell.
It's one of the.
That's for you.
Who else? Who else wants to take a crack at this?
I think Eames is
answer.
All Eames said was "You suck, guy."
The question's still open.
That sentence missing a comma. Oh my god.
No, Nate, you're fine, man. Thank you for answering. I know there is a void. There's still a void. Who wants a? How about this? Everybody knows the answer. Everyone saw the answer posted in chat. Just write that same word again.
Can you make a question?
Yeah, Nate's gonna make a question. Quickly.
I'll read the question.
But he's just answering wrong. They're all just answering wrong on purpose, I think.
Mario, Kirby,
Sonic,
Zelda.
Mario, Kirby, Zelda.
All right. So Nate asks,
best game of the month game ever?
Well, that
does no. That's not a no.
Send me. I'm gonna send it to myself. I'm keeping my. I'm keeping my
Dark
shell.
Souls, Elden Ring. Gotta keep it.
That.
Thanks, guys. Jeez.
Well, I guess we gotta get a clap
Nobody
out
wants
of
my
that.
prizes. All right, I'm keeping the V. And by the way, the answer was Racer FX for Super Nintendo. Russ?
So I've got, tell you what, since I have so many shells, and I totally understand that people don't, may potentially not have one of the devices that have it. So what I'll do is I'll put all four of them up, right? So the white P, black P, and then the two Vs. And so you can just answer, and then you get to pick which one you want. And I'm going to do a retro game core themed question. How old is my cat chicken? I mentioned it in my videos. So
Your cat?
yeah, my cat.
Oh, okay. The
13,
audio cut off.
12. Somebody said 187.
No.
Someone said Eldritch. Someone says 9.
No. I just mentioned it like 5 videos ago. Let's see. 14. Faust got it right.
14. Faust.
Yeah.
Yay.
Oh,
Fausty
thunder,
boy.
my mistake. Oops. Slippery fingers. What about that?
Very
So
nice.
Faust, which shell would you like? Or all of them? You can have all of them if you want.
Russ is just like, let's end this.
They're
Please.
just sitting here, so all good.
Wow. Now
Faust
y'all
has
choose
a
to
Faust
start
has
the
a
bloodshed.
P.
Yeah.
Oh, he wants the black.
Oh, black
351P.
351P. Okay.
Mhm.
All right.
Done.
I don't know if we want to keep going with this, like narrowing them
let's-
down.
let's
or
do
we
one
just
more.
wanna do something
Yeah.
else. Okay.
I'm gonna ask one more,
more.
but I'm gonna ask a retro game card one.
Okay. I'll let you
Be a
ask the
little bit.
question on this one.
Mm-hmm.
What is the
So again,
title?
these are the shells.
What is the title of Russ's paleo cookbook?
Oh,
Oh, I know that one, but I can't answer. I'm part of the panel. Wait, which one? Because he has more than one, though.
yeah, I did 3 books, but the second one is very, I mean, it has the word in it, so, in the title.
Word paleo in the title.
Do do do. Well, I already sang that song. I'm trying to think.
Cooking with handhelds, or how I fried my 351V.
Honestly, even though that's not a right answer, I'm just gonna go. That's a good answer.
What is the correct answer, though?
Give me one more. Let's see. Someone's writing.
Okay.
Yeah.
By the way, if y'all are open of me making a question, I'm down to doing that too, even though I don't have anything to give away.
Retro cooking done right. I think that's
Retro
close.
cooking done right. Yeah. Very, very close. Even though I wasn't doing any emulation at the time.
I'll give everyone a hint. His name is Russ Crandall.
It's all good.
Return
These
to
are great
Ambernick.
meme answers. Return
These
to
are great
Ambernick.
meme answers.
Vita
Wait.
Show's close. That's my 3rd book.
Oh,
Second book is
yeah.
called Paleo
Close.
Takeout, and it's called Restaurant Favorites Without the Junk.
You get to keep that shell.
Yeah,
I have
great.
I have one more giveaway, by the way. And this one, by the way, this one includes people on this panel. Okay, this one
Okay.
can include people on this panel to win.
Okay.
Because
Really?
yes, I'm not gonna say what I'm
God.
gonna give away.
You're not
what
going to
is-
say
I
what you're
write-
going to give away.
I
Wait, what?
write music. I write music. What is the name of the cassette tape version of my last album I released? The last album I
Oh my
released on a
gosh.
cassette tape. What is the
Oh
name of that
shoot.
album?
Oh God. damn
Peter
it, I
Arvidsson.
remembered.
On my Bandcamp, peterarvidsson.bandcamp.com, there is an album.
Is it the Morning Glory? I think.
I remember one with Dream
Yes.
in it.
Yes.
You both put it together. What do you say, Scott?
The Morning Glory.
Almost.
Wait. Oh God. Hold on. Don't say anything. No. The Morning Dream.
Damien's
the morning
showing
dream.
it.
The Morning
The
Dream.
Damien's
Morning
actually
Dream.
showing it in the chat. He's got a picture of it.
Correct.
No, and I didn't read Damien's picture. I totally remembered, even though I have.
This was a rigged.
the-
This was a rigged question for you to win, Scott. Okay,
Ah.
this is meant for you to win. Because I'm like, I think you're the only person I've sent the cassette tape to, and sent it to Damien. But
and I literally
You
have
sent me a
my
different
VHS
one, man. I was-
cassette player here.
I s-
So
I sent you that one,
I've
too.
heard it back to back.
you said very
Read
kind
that
things.
one, or did you
but
send me a different one?
I did. Oh, it's right. I sent it to you and Scott and Damien now. But I have that if anyone wants that cassette tape. But no, I want Scott to win this. The PAL
Oh,
Kitty
Aw.
RGB20S. I'm not gonna use this thing. You
I'll
don't
send you
have
the
a
sticker.
3326 device, right? You don't have one. You just have
I
the Odin.
don't. I just have awful devices like the AYN Odin.
Yeah, yeah.
Finally, I'm gonna have a
You
good.
you need to
handheld
put
play
your
with.
money. You need to put your money where your mouth is. You talked this thing up so much tonight that now you need to play on it. And if we want to hear a full report of all your thoughts, I want to see your favorite games on here. But I don't have the sticker for this anymore. So You might have to rely on somebody else to send you a sticker for it.
Oh my
Or-
god. I'm getting emotional now.
Maybe Thor will. Yeah.
Oh,
I will
yes.
send the sticker to Stubbs, and he
Your second,
20s.
you'll have your second retro handheld. So
There you
we're
go.
proud of you. Thanks for putting this
I-
on and getting this getting this thing going tonight.
Honestly,
This was
even
a lot
though
of fun.
This is gonna self-loading. I have to clap myself for this one. Oh my god, thank you. This
Good
is
job, Scott.
just- I don't
Good
know
job,
what
Scott.
to say. Honestly, it's the POW Tiger is like my second awakening in life. It's just, and I
I want to see
appreciate that y'all
pictures. I want to see like you in nature, like out by trees,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
you know.
We're going to do a
are.
photo
Oh,
shot, right?
actually, there's a park near me that's growing sunflowers, so I'm definitely gonna take pictures of my
Next
POW
time, Jeff.
Tiger there. So thank y'all. This is amazing.
Yeah, if anyone's interested in those other shells that we didn't like win or whatever, just send us a DM. We'll send it out.
Yep.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep.
Well, cool beans. Everybody,
Yep.
thank you so much for tuning in. Scott, thank you for taking the perk and then twisting our arms to put this on. This was so much fun, and it was way more fun even than I thought it was going to be, and I was already hyped. All right. This was a ton of fun.
I'm glad. Oh, by the way, before we end the stream, I did want to say two last things. One is shorter
Okay.
than the other one, but they're very short, if that's okay. No, I'm very grateful. The first message more so it's for the audience here. I hope y'all also had a great time. And hey, if you're subscribed as a patron for Retro Handhelds or a premium member, what are you waiting for? I literally made Stubbs sing out loud and Thor like say stuff in ASMR and Russ just
did.
like, come for their necks. Like, hello, come on, people, please.
Go for the jugular.
Yeah, like I'm telling you, if you
Oh,
are
man.
a member, please take advantage of your perks and let's just all have a great, wholesome, bloody time, as we did today.
Yeah, it was fun. It was good.
Yeah,
We all
this
had
is
a
great.
good time.
Here comes the guitar. Let's do this.
Yes.
Thank you, patrons, for giving us money every month. We do community things for fun, or forced at gunpoint by Scott.
Damn
Thank
right.
you, everybody. Oh yeah, you take it, Scott.
Oh God. Okay.
He's gonna speed it up on you too.
Why don't you come and use your perk? Oh. The auto sync is so bad.
Oh
I
my
don't know what to
gosh.
sing.
Thank you,
We,
everybody, for coming out today.
thank you, everybody, for
this
doing
was so
this.
awesome. Russ, dude, thank you so
Yeah.
much for hanging out with us, man. We always have
Thanks
such
for
a
having me
great
on.
time.
It's super fun. Yeah.
Yeah, and
All right,
as a-
everybody.
Oh wait. No,
Oh, he's
yeah,
got one
what
more
was your
thing. He's got
final
one more
thoughts,
thing.
Scott?
Yeah,
Yeah.
see, I'm telling y'all just want to kick me off the curb, which is fine. I'm no, but more so again, I did wanted to. Part of the reason I wanted to, request this more so is because, like, for example, I'm new to this space, right? In like retro handheld devices, and I think it helps for people to know, right? Like, for example, I saw all these RK3326 devices, and I thought, well, are they all the same? Are they all different? Like, what's the difference? So I'm glad that tonight / today / this afternoon, depending where your time zone is, we got to learn that, because even in the chat, I noticed, like on the YouTube chat, people were talking about that as well. And I think now, as we're getting more devices, information like this is going to be more and more prevalent, right? Because not only are we getting a lot of great devices, we're also starting to get some that are just, still need some workarounds, and people just don't know better, right? I mean,
Yeah.
I can tell you this as a big Odin fan, right? Like, I love the device. I am a self-proclaimed shill. Oh, yeah, I do. Sorry, POW Tiger Gang. I have to admit where it's right.
PT Gang.
That
I'm telling you, it doesn't have a sticker, but you know what? There's a lot of things it compensates for. And as much as I love that device, I also have to acknowledge, AYN, right?
purple.
Because even though they're a new company and whatnot, one can't go talking about the beauty of AYN if you don't address, of course, trigger gate, screen gate,
Yeah.
delay gate,
Mhm.
the gate of gates, and probably
you're gonna be
30
really
other
happy with our
things that
next
I won't
podcast,
have the
Scott.
time to list here. Yeah, so because of this, and this is also something that extends a lot with, other areas, and is why, like, when I try to
1600 gate.
recommend the Odin, I also try to tell people, like, hey, this is something you have to be mindful with AYN, and more so too, it's something that I want to be vocal about with the very little platform that I have, of course, because I'm shocked till this day that Andy still talks to me despite me emailing him about the issues, because at the end of the day,
Yeah.
it's not about the, like, oh, I want to, make sure that Andy thinks that I'm a nice fan, but it's about the community. People are
Yeah.
saving
Yeah.
so much money on these devices. We are working hard for them, and we're really trying to make a decision. So this is something that I even talk about with Taki, right? And I talked about this with Russ as well, where we are at a time where we just want people with the platforms to just put the consumer first and upfront, right? I think
Mhm.
the more we are honest about these devices and where their pros and cons, well, from our enjoyment, of course, but more so thinking of as a customer, because with the RK3326 handheld, like, there's just so many of them, and it's easy for someone that does
Yeah.
know better to pick what the ones that have very bad battery ride, the bad screen, bad custom firmware. Like, it's so easy to make that, and
Yeah.
I
Well,
will. I think the
thanks to
community
you,
would
now we
just
know which one to
appreciate that
recommend,
from
Scott.
the what?
Yeah.
Thanks. recommend
I know. Well,
AYN
not
Loki.
necessarily me, but
Yeah.
y'all, because
the Loki.
this was whatever. The Pow Tiger.
Oh
No,
my
but
gosh.
that was part of the event today, which was like, I really wanted to see, like, hey, if we really had to come down to picking a device, which one would it be? Because ultimately this
Yeah.
will benefit, I think, the audience, which is you guys, because y'all deserve
Well-
to have, you spend your money's worth. And yeah, I mean, that's just pretty much it. I mean, I don't I think I don't want to misspeak for the community and whatever, but I think a lot of us would
Yeah.
just appreciate that from content makers. And personally, like, I don't think asking this is like trying to, I don't know, try to be mean to Taki or whatever, to Russ or to any other media, but it's just to
Yeah.
put that first and up front. So that is all I wanted to say.
Totally.
Yeah, man.
That's awesome.
Well, cool,
Yeah.
man.
I think that hits some pretty good points. And
Mhm.
guys, this is your patron dollars at work. Like, you can take us up on any of those perks that we have listed. I can make you a crazy song. We can do a topic like this. Chooch will read you a bedtime story. Like, I know we have
You will.
we
You'll
have
write
very
and read it to you.
we have creative perks at the $10 level. So this is what that perk would look like. Scott got to sort of arrange all this, and
Mhm.
we had a blast doing it with him, kind of prepping for it over the last month. And so, yeah, and thanks, Russ, for joining us on the voyage tonight, by the way.
Totally. Yeah. Love it.
It was good. So yeah, thanks everybody. Thank you, Scott.
We'll catch y'all later.
Thank you all so
Bye,
much.
guys.
So
Bye.
See you guys.
Rick roll.